with me. If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that beat out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step at me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama. I'll whip that dick out like Michael Obama.
White shirt, a silver bone, Rothschild mansion, creepy halls behind every door, a cloaked body. Don't you know this is Illuminati? That we put the naughty in Illuminati. We expose the hot bodies of Illuminati. That we put the naughty in Illuminati. Mind control of your soul, of that body.
Are you ready to reveal all there is to see? Esoteric secrets revealed in all of their glory. The Illuminati series from Paranoid American. Putting the naughty in Illuminati. More details at paranoidamerican.com.
Tom Hanks, plasma bag. 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 Just one douche and a hanging shot. Just at it, he calls him back. But on the same typewriter, can't be that. Lost gloves, missing shoes, lasers and monsters, dragnet, turning fools. He's that man with the one-man shoe. Tom Hanks, past the back. Just one douche and a hanging shot. Just at it, he calls him back. But on the same typewriter, can't be that. Angels and demons, which one are you? You're a lady killer, that thing you do. Pictures of missing gloves and lost shoes. What's up with all the gloves and shoes? Tom Hanks, plasma bag. Just one douche and a hanging
good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, mega mistakes, entertaining, calming linguists, good guys. Forum of decorum needs a secretive society to advance on philosophies intentionally, magically good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, mischief making. It's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys, good guys.
Big up yourselves, good guys, and welcome back to another episode of Secret Society of Good Guys on Sunday night. I don't even know what we really call this. How are you ladies this evening?
Meow.
I'm
Great.
happy to be here.
Same. I miss you guys. I miss you,
I
chat.
know you were missed.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
missed you
know-
guys.
I was about to say, Layla, I feel like it's been more than 2 days since I've seen you, and it actually has.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a whole fucking week almost. Yeah, a week. A whole fucking week.
What'd you do without us?
Worked. The craziest week of work I've ever had to deal with ever in my life. And I worked retail in New York City, so that says a lot. But I gotta say, you people from Atlanta are fucking nuts. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys are, I don't know if y'all are human. When y'all are in spring break, it feels like you've been locked up in a cage forever and then you escaped and you don't know how to act. That's the energy I got. Like crazy. So yeah, it was a week. A crazy
Like an
week.
Amish person when they get a leave for a year. I forget
Yeah.
what that's called.
Yeah, and they just fucking want to do everything and rebel and go crazy. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, help me. No respect, no patience. Very entitled individuals. I don't know where they think they're from or who the hell they think they are, but you know, y'all are human, I think. So treat people like humans.
Speaking of people from Georgia,
Mm.
Bootsy is going to be in Panama City Beach, I think on the 12th and 13th.
Oh, cool. What is he doing here?
Stand-up comedy. I think he might have been there already, but he's coming back. So
Oh, cool. If I'm not,
Yeah.
what time? Like, do you know the time range? Because I'll probably stop by and like, yo, what up, Bootsy?
I'll text the details. I'll
All right,
get it
cool.
from him.
Awesome sauce. I'll definitely go and check it out if I'm not working. It's the last week of 6 days, finally.
Do you work tomorrow for
Right.
the eclipse?
Oh yeah, I do. Well, not during the eclipse, like after the eclipse.
I work during the eclipse.
I work as well.
Yeah, unless something happens that prevents us, you know, globally not to go to work because everyone's saying, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and yada yada. So we'll see.
Can I tell you my Dr. Evil?
Dude, I was driving this weekend.
Mm.
Go for it.
I was just thinking like they could take all these shipping containers and fill them with military aged men and then park them at all these specific spots and then on the eclipse open the shipping containers and then they're sitting armies inside the country. I mean, if I were Dr. Evil.
Yeah. Or if I were Dr. Evil, I would activate all of the earthquake machines that they have built undergrounds.
And
just
put
say,
a logo on the moon. Secret Society of Good Guys. For $1 million.
The 30,000 Hadron Colliders, they just turn them on and then they make earthquakes.
Yeah, they showed us in the movie Casino that it's done.
I agree. I don't think earthquakes have anything to do with natural. El natural.
Yeah, no, I'm going with you on that.
Uno
No, but
momento.
Sure.
just driving this weekend, there's like on the sides of freeways and stuff, or on the highways, there's those lit up signs that are usually for construction that are like, don't stop and watch the eclipse on the side of the road. Like, we expect total traffic and dangerous driving conditions. I'm like, seriously? Wow. Okay.
Do you think maybe it just like to not panic us, there could be like a whole bunch of tourists or something filling all these hotels and everything that are military age men
Ooh.
instead of it being because have you ever seen the media collectively all decide this was going to be a scary thing and we were all going to know about it? And when I talk to other people in other parts of the world, and I know it's like eclipses move around, but they're like, whoa, you Americans are really going out of control for this eclipse. And I'm like, this isn't
Seriously.
normal.
This is not normal.
Not the way that people are acting, though. They're like really hyped. I think they put in some kind of like, I mean, like you said, it's all hypnosis, some kind of mass hypnosis through this, through this whole fucking eclipse talk. And I'm just like, it's hypnosis. They're like just making everyone go mad on purpose.
NLP, yeah.
Because they are.
How has your guys' energy been leading up to this?
Great. I've been great these past couple of days. Whew, I feel I'm like stepping into my goddess, and I'm realizing it more and more, like my me strength, like not giving a shit, like literally adoring myself. I've heard the
love
most
that.
profound thing. People, and it helped me heal like a bunch of things all at once when I heard
love
it.
this.
Okay, it was people will hate you for loving yourself. And I've heard it before, but for some reason this past week when I heard that, like it was done in a way, whoever said it, I forgot who the character was on TikTok, and when I heard them say it's like they look you in the eye and they said it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is where a lot of my trauma came from, even through my loved ones. It's like me, like loving myself as a child and being me and like expressing my being. That's a form of love for yourself. So when you do that, people will hate it and they will like attack you for it. Just for no
You're
fucking
shamed
reason.
for it and you're not
Yeah.
humble and all of those things. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like, I mean, even as a little girl, I used to like look at myself in the mirror, which sounds funny, but I would go into my big sister's room and I was like when they were at school and I would like look in the mirror and I'd be like, man, I'm cute, and then my sister caught me doing it one day and she's just like, that is so bad that you look at yourself all the time and that you think you're cute. And it's like, why is that? Like, I think I was just generally happy to be in this body. Like, I was like, dang, I can get behind this character.
I went on my Instagram and I was scrolling through and stuff and I saw this picture. I was just like, Layla is such a goddess.
No filter.
No kidding.
Like, I was just like looking at it like,
Thank
Layla,
you.
I was thinking that. Like,
So
look
it's like
at Layla. I
cover
can't believe
of-
I'm friends with her and she's a real
I
person in
know.
real life.
Oh, stop, Cheney.
You look like you're on the cover of a magazine right there.
It was a good camera, I guess. That's all.
No, I've seen you in real life.
I know.
Exactly. You're hot.
I know. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, I had fun. I had a great time. It was like a work event, and both the bosses for both restaurants are like, you need to be there. You're this energy that we need there. You're gonna get the party going. And that's what I did. Like I went there and I was like, come on, everyone. I'm like the only one dancing, of course, as always. And yeah, it turned out to be a really good night. Everyone was vibing. And I actually had a release because it was just a heavy week of like bullshit with these Georgians. And so yeah, it was like a nice release, dancing it all out. So that's why I stepped into my goddess.
Atlanteans, is that how they say it? Or Atlanteans?
Atlanteans. Yeah.
Atlanteans, because you're going outcast.
Yeah, outcast, of course. You knew what I was talking about.
Atlanteans. And we have the Gulf here. Sorry, like my brain just connected Atlantis and the Gulf.
Yes, it's Atlantis. It never sank. It just disappeared out of history and turned into Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
During the last burning of the books.
That's not my deep conspiracy of the day.
I can't wait to hear the deep.
I don't know if I have a deep. I have been thinking about though this eclipse, and I really I think my contrarian brain, I think I've decided on this.
Hmm.
I think everything CERN has to be equally as stupid as NASA,
Yeah.
because CERN's whole goal is trying to teach us about black holes and particles so that we know where the universe came from in the Big Bang, you know? So it's like the more I just sit and think about it, I'm like, they have a tunnel and they have to explain why they have always digging up stuff and always having excavators and doing all this constant stuff and scientists going in and out, and they have to explain it away. And they also probably launder money scientifically from every nation in the world. So I just am like, it's the same as NASA. Why are we, we're going to turn it on this day. Do they need to turn it on? So they
No.
open the portal so NASA shoots the rockets through it. Like, does this all have to work together?
But what? Like what do you think their goal is in doing all of this? What do you think is like behind it? Do you think it's like opening another portal, or is this some kind of loosh to think that, and we collectively think that they are going to open one, so we're the ones who open it?
I'm more on that, because I'm still
Yeah.
like, why every other thing we create, whether it's another planet out there, a black hole, all this fairy tale stuff, I'm still like, what's under our feet? What's beneath us? What are in these tunnels? What are in these catacombs? What are in these dumbs? What is in this stuff? So you're telling me this huge circle, and there's 30,000 of these particle accelerators all over the world, and I would guess you have to have certain paperwork to get inside, and I would guess that it's top secret and only certain lists, or you probably apply to go, and then they look at your whole background, they're like, this person is never going to go. They keep you on a forever waiting list unless you're part of the cabal. So there's something with the entirety of it all that just feels a lot like Operation Paperclip to me. All the conspiracy theorists have done so many videos about, oh, but they, Shiva and, the ceremony, which they did the ceremony. We all know about it. Everybody knows about it. Your grandma knows about CERN. She's concerned about CERN. And so
Concerned about CERN.
CERN.
It is a con, though. It is a con. They are a con. It's like the triune of cons. Isn't there like 3? Hollywood, NASA, and CERN now?
Yeah.
It's the fucking holy grail, or holy trinity for them.
The triquetra.
Ugh, it's fucking crazy.
And it's almost better, like, if they don't have to leave the planet anymore to embezzle our money, because this is the other thing too, the church. How perfect for the Catholic Church. You're going to need exorcists around if they're opening up portals to demon dimensions. It's like
It's
all
so, like-
three win. Everybody wins, but
Yeah.
not us, but all of them.
Did you guys watch that movie, The Mist?
No,
Yes.
I didn't.
It was
didn't.
kind of cheesy, but it was really, I liked it.
I thought it
though.
was okay.
good.
I thought it was
Yeah,
an okay
was good.
movie. Do the
I re-
elevator speech for Layla about it.
The elevator speech.
Yeah.
More or less, like, mist comes in, everything gets weird, and like all of a sudden there's these giant monsters coming out, and so a bunch of people from this town lock themselves into a small building, and we have like the religious Bible thumper lady who's sitting there preaching that the end of the world is coming, and then you have other people who think that they're all crazy, and eventually they all start believing the Bible lady, and then they're pushing people outside to get killed by these monsters. They come to find out that the military opened a portal. The military base, like right there in their town, opened a portal, and it brought in this mist, and like it was creatures from another dimension.
Interesting. Do you think they're opening portals within people with this? Because it's this frequency, and we are that also, part of this whole frequency magnetic system, whatever this is.
I think it is weird that do you guys get ringing in your ears?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
So I listened to this
Sometimes
podcast
I say,
one time.
I am not accepting your frequency.
That's why
And
I say
sometimes
I
I
reject
say,
your download.
okay, I'll take this.
If it depends on what's happening while it happens, but I'm the same way. But usually I'm like, I reject your download, and then immediately it stops. And everyone I tell that to, they do the same thing. Like, it stops immediately, and it's like, what? Like, does this tie into the number towers? and stuff that used to be around, or I guess they're still around, that just sit there and broadcast numbers all the time? Like, are they just broadcasting frequencies? Are they changing the plot? Like, is that our NPC download to, like follow the next script?
What if, yeah, in a weird way, like those old Morse code, but they'd be in numbers, or old ciphers that
Mhm.
they would be on AM frequency or even ham radio frequency, but they have us all on satellite frequency because we're finally in tune that we'd understand whatever the old numbers were trying to say. So they're like, we got to get them off this
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. It's been decoded, so now we've got to
Okay,
step it up.
what about this then? Since they upgraded everything to 5G, it reminds me of the movie 2000 Years of Longing with the Jinn. Okay, and Jinn are the lower realm beings. What if they find out or found out that these Jinn can't exist within the frequency, so it needs to open portals within so Jinn can enter as many people as it wanted to if they're opening another portal? In that sense, because they can't stand the 5G frequency of it all, according to that movie. Now I'm thinking, like, what if that attaches, because they are electrical beings in a sense, what if that's fucking with the power of the jinn and even probably the angels that we don't know about? And this is me thinking like deep in my conspiracy brain. What if they realize that and they need us for them to do whatever bidding that they do with their spell magic or their fucking sorcery or their blood magic? What if it's something
Like they need
that?
our flesh.
Yeah.
Okay, something I thought about recently, because you know how like supposedly salt is a purifier. You can clean your house and clean bad vibes with it. You can actually keep away demons and demonic entities also, like doing circles of salt and stuff. But like, do you think, because we're salt water, and
Mhm.
for whatever reason, I think whatever we were talking about Friday made me think of this. Like, like people who end up becoming demonically possessed, like it's almost like they're rejecting, their body is rejecting it, and they look like they're getting sick and like dying. Do you think it's because even though it's an ideal host for a demon, it still is not, it can't handle it because of the salt water?
Maybe.
That's what I always think, is that the
Well,
maritime law of it, they have to convince us that the maritime is on land because they can't go in the salt. So they try
Yeah,
to make all these different kinds of vessels so they can be in the water, but they can't be in the water like we're in the water. And
that's you talking about the water and the salt water of it
it's
all
the
is what made me
three-body
think of that. It's
problem.
like
It's
yeah.
the three-body problem, and I don't want to bring it up too much until
Okay,
everybody sees it,
so
because
I
there
kind of
is
figured it out a little, huh, on my own
no,
here?
no, no, no.
No?
It's
Okay.
just one part of it is like the dehydration factor. They like, let's say, this isn't giving one of the simulations of a society is that if there were three suns, one of the suns could be too close to it and dehydrate the population. But almost like freezing, if you freeze fast enough, they can bring you back to life. If you dehydrate quick enough, they can also bring you back to life. And so they have these certain pools of salt water that they roll all the people up in when they dehydrate fast. They'll even tell, like, you'll do it. You won't fight it, because if you fight it, then you'll be like, lay flat on the ground, dehydrate, because then we can rehydrate you. They'll throw you into these rehydration pools, and then you come out, because if you are just 30%, if you're just your flesh and your 70% of your salt is gone, then you're so light. So you just cut all your weight. So somebody could carry you around or have a whole ark of all their humans that they've saved. And just for when the salt water is back, they can hydrate all their population again.
Hmm.
Layla, you're gonna love Three Body Problem.
It
You
is
guys
good.
watched
I need
it?
to
I
I'm working
haven't
on the
finished
second
it.
episode, but
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. After we're done, I'm gonna watch this.
You
I've heard
will
about it.
start it. It's so good. I feel like, in my opinion, it is up there with Westworld and OA. About being one of those shows that is tying together something to add a new level of thought into your brain. Because whether or not let's say NASA and space and all of that's real. Let's say that's the philosophy. Let's say the philosophy of the simulation's real, and that's the philosophy. Let's say just the flat earth philosophy is real. It's just like, what are these other bodies and what other kind of powers do they have over us? And what are the chances of this happening? But we just have these little lifespans. We just have these tiny little 80-year lifespans. At best, you might know the story of your great grandmother. At best, you might go back that far. So it's just like, how easy would it be for the elite to know that every so often, this is when our planet starts moving around the second sun, or our planet starts moving around the third?
Oh, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I know I mentioned it because of a clip that I saw that made me want to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. So I'm excited. If it's like the OA, yeah, I'm gonna like it.
Yes, I feel like it's the OA meets Westworld, and it adds another aspect to that. But I feel like I'd be giving something away if I did tell you the other aspect. It has a good way that it's mixing together, I think, three huge, topics in the realm of conspiracy. And I'm going to pull up a picture of it for everybody else just so they can know the box when they see it, because sometimes that's how my head works.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember that show she was talking about, but I'll be like, oh, that's the picture I saw. My little child brain. So yeah, it's 3 body problem.
I can't wait to watch it.
And this is the other one. 32124. And so look what date, like, like, is that the date that it came out?
32124.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm such a weirdo.
Why?
Yes, I
What?
time traveled today. I know I time traveled today. I'm so silly. And I'm
Backwards
just
or
like,
forwards?
both. Like, I went to March and then I came back to April, and just now I'm like, holy shit, it is April. And I was like, I put 47 on something because it's the 47 of it all. And I told you guys, the OCD in me, I went and I hung out with the spiders last night. Shout out to the Weaving Spiders. Welcome. You guys can all find that channel on Weaving Spiders Webs, I think, or Weaving Spiders Welcome on YouTube. And I hung out with them last night a little bit. And because it was 247 was their episode. And I'm like, I have to say hi on 47. And then on this, look at what I put as the date.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice.
So you guys all take a screenshot of that and save it, because that'll be worth money one day.
It will be worth money one day. You know what's
Because it's
interesting?
not often that I make a mistake.
I
Just
put that
kidding.
number in,
What a cunt.
32124, and I put it in as a date, but it gave me Romans, a quote from Romans, and it's pretty interesting. Should I read it? It's from the Bible,
Read
but
it.
should I read it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, apart from the law, the righteousness of God has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteous is given through faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe. There is no difference between Jew and Gentile, for all have sinned and all fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by his grace through the redemption that came by Jesus Christ. Why does that
that's the
tie
whole
into what's going in now?
That's the idea of grace through faith. Like, you don't have to, be one of God's chosen people, and you don't, like, the law was never there for you to try to fucking be a perfect person. Like, so the whole Mosaic law, or, law of Moses and all that, the 10 commandments, they're really not there. Like, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to believe. That's
Yeah.
basically what it's saying.
I love that. That's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. We're all one, Jew and Gentile. We all sin. So the deepest part of you is the deepest part of me.
Period.
Q thing on 4/8. I think it's 4/8/18, or on the date 4/8, but I think it's 4/8/18, but I don't remember if it's 4/8/7. No, it's 4/8/18 because 17 is October when it starts. 4/8/18, I think, that's when it first says put on your armor of God. And if you looked at the calendars, isn't it 17 is the 2023 calendar and now we're in the 2018 calendar?
Oh yeah.
What's a calendar anymore?
Dates, a time that I might meet you there or plan an attack. I just think that's all clocks and calendars are. We're just planning something. What are you planning over there?
Yeah. It's
What are
just
you
weird.
planning? Put
Like-
on your armor of God. I like the armor of God thing.
Mm-hmm.
Since you read a Bible passage, but I was going to
Ephesians.
pull up the entire thing. Maybe Abby wants to read it at some point. Since you guys are going to eclipse.
The Ephesians of it all. It's kind of
I don't know.
long, isn't
Let's
it?
see what it
Watching in
says.
slow motion as you turn around and say. Oh, wait, that's Take My Breath Away.
You know, I woke up singing that one morning. That was one of my like because
They
I wake
feel like
up
the
every
same
morning.
song to me.
I know it's
On the timeline I'm on. Total
Breathe-
Eclipse of the
Total
Heart
Eclipse of the Heart.
and
I know
Turn
what you're
Around.
thinking.
They feel like they're saying what I know they're not saying by the same woman, but it all feels like I just when like Total Eclipse
I
of
knew
the
what you're
Heart.
doing.
Yeah, I feel like I see Tom Cruise on his motorcycle.
I see the
So
girl in her
silly.
big old trucker hat with her curly hair. Yeah.
That's so. What is the Bonnie Tyler song? Wait, is she the one that sings
Yeah,
Total Eclipse
Bonnie
of the Heart?
Tyler. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Holding On for a Hero or whatever.
Turn around,
really
oh my
want you
gosh.
tonight.
Isn't it so funny? Total Eclipse of the Heart is Turn Around Bright Eyes, which is a perfect time to bring up right now and not to be a shitbag. But I did see it posted that Mario from Symbolic Studies, he looked at the eclipse in 2017 and like burnt his retina out.
Oh shit.
Like really bad. And so he has a public service announcement to not look at the eclipse, like not try to gaze at the eclipse. And I felt like gaze might be a strong word. I've looked at every single eclipse, but I like squint through my eyelashes.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't gaze at it and try to sun stare at the eclipse.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm gonna be all Shiingami eye.
And it's like the first 50
Or what
minutes,
is-
the last 30 minutes of the day. It's not the red light.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But I do have an automatic welding helmet right there. That's pretty sweet for eclipses.
Yeah, I have my Eclipse sunglasses. I'm gonna use
Well,
those
the school
babies.
that I work at bought glasses for the whole elementary. So if they don't have an extra pair, I'm going to be pissed.
They'll have one for you. They probably have a whole
That's what
box
I'm
full.
saying. Yep.
Yeah, you have to have the filter just so you can also film your camera behind it. Like
Oh,
those
shoot.
glasses.
Yeah, because Summer was
did.
showing me one of her like Magic iPhone 12, and she, was doing stuff with the sun and freaking burst all her camera, like all her lenses on her phone.
Mm-hmm. It can happen.
I don't know. I never try to just gaze at it. Even sun staring. Like I'm really specific with what times of the day I look at the
Yeah.
sun dead
I'll s-
on and try to gaze at it.
I'll stare at it, like not stare at it, but like I'll try my best to like look at it when it's like almost that full eclipse, like I feel like that's the safer time. But like, I don't know, it's never really bothered my eyes.
Yeah, I don't try to like, but I have
Look-
sensitive eyes in any sun, so I always kind of squint when I look at the sun. I don't ever try to
Yeah.
like, I don't
Mhm.
try to take such a big bite of it with my peepers.
I think there's something to like looking at it when it reaches its like, full coverage, like that whole
Peak.
Yeah, I think because it goes dark, everything goes dark and gets cold, and it's just interesting, like it doesn't hurt your eyes at that point, but before it and right after it, yeah, because it's just like I don't know, an angle of light that hits your eye
Yeah.
in a certain way.
That intense sliver.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the NASA rockets that are being shot off?
Why do they want to try and like break the firmament? That's what I think. That's what I see happening. Like every time he shoots a rocket, it just explodes at this point of, you know, impact, and it does this thing, and it looks like it hits it to
Are
me.
they doing this during the eclipse?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're doing it during the eclipse, but it's not
They're
Elon
trying to hit
doing
the
it. It's
moon, right?
NASA.
Oh, it's
And
NASA?
and they're trying to hit the moon, I think. And I'm like, so you're trying to hit the moon during the eclipse, plus the devil's comet of it all, and it's like, what the hell is going on?
They plan this out. They're just labeling things a
They want
certain
everybody
way.
to see it all.
I think they're just trying to lose some kind of energy from us, honestly.
I have to see what the meat news. I have to see what the Northeast West South tells me about why NASA is shooting rockets at the moon. So, um, the solar corona, blah, 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 blah. Eclipses inspire, I don't need that. During the total eclipse on April 8th, when the moon will temporarily obscure the sun's face from view for millions of people across Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Multiple experiments will be underway to better understand some of the biggest unresolved questions about the golden orb. Curious name for it there,
Golden
CNN.
orb?
Yeah.
Since
That's
when?
also that makes me feel like the queen, how she holds the golden orb, and then this. Anyway,
I
NASA
don't want
will
to.
launch sounding rockets from WB-57 high altitude planes to conduct research on aspects of the sun and Earth that only possible during an eclipse. The efforts are part of a long history of attempts to gather invaluable data and observations when the moon temporarily blocks the sun.
Who are they? Nobody. I'm not believing a fucking word that comes out of their mouth. They can sit on it. Like literally. I want nothing to do with their play. Like they want to say it's this and this and this. Go ahead. You guys are not gonna do what you think you're gonna do. Point blank period. We're beyond that. We're way beyond that at this point. Like it's such a loosh. I can't anymore. Like I want to kind of like go along for fun, but like I don't want to do that to myself anymore. Who are they?
Wait,
Scientists?
listen to this. Einstein had suggested gravity is the result of a warping of time and space, distorting the very fabric of the universe. As an example, Einstein proposed that the gravitational influence of a large object like the sun could deflect light emitted by other objects, such as a star virtually behind it, causing the object to appear a bit further away from the perspective of Earth. A science expedition to observe stars from Brazil to West Africa, led by English astronomer Sir Arthur, blah, 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 revealed that some stars indeed appeared to be in the wrong place, validating Einstein's theory. Something feels amiss. Like they feel like they're setting us up because we're about to see something weird in the sky.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you guys, Einstein is right that the sun is so big it curved the light, and so where he thought the stars were, they weren't.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the relativity, the relative space between you and I was wrong. Because of gravity, which is still a theory based on these big, huge objects.
Yes. If you guys know, gravity comes from the word gravitas, which means mass, and this is what this realm is, a level of different densities of mass.
Well, what that said about time and space, like it made me think of mass as well, because that, the gravity of it all, gravitas. But because that's why in the dream realm you can manifest stuff instantly, but on this side you can't because it works the same exact way, but we have mass. So we have like mass slows things down. So there is something to that being time, because time is almost irrelevant in a dream. Like it just is, and things don't have gravity. Like they're where they are or they're not. You can float, whatever, it just
Yeah.
depends on intention. But on this side, it's always about the gravity of it all, the mass. And I don't mean gravity in the sense of what we're all taught about Newton's laws.
Yeah. And just the idea of a vacuum without a barrier, basic physics teaches you that you need a solid barrier, okay, in order to survive the vacuum of space. Like you cannot like exist in a vacuum without a barrier, because you need to protect those gases to keep you alive. Okay, like oxygen, just basic oxygen. And without that barrier, these gases won't be here. You will not exist. You are part gas too, aren't we? Part gas? Hydrogen or
Not
something?
Like
me. I'm
methane.
5D.
Or no, wasn't it hydrogen or what is it? I don't know. There's some kind of gas molecule that we're made up as well. Oxygen is one of them, I think, or that's what we use. Anyway, I don't even fucking know. But literally, that's basic.
We're not scientists here.
Yeah, we're just philosophers.
My head went straight to
kinda-
meth, and I'm like the cows,
You
lighting your
just-
farts on fire.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, basic physics teaches you need a barrier for gases to exist. So the idea that a mass vacuum of space and our atmospheres, which are just gases, okay, that's all they are. You're going to tell me those gases are protecting me from exiting this realm and go into the vacuum of space? You got to be out of your damn mind. You don't believe in science. You're refusing basic physics.
You mean the ozone layer isn't real?
No, it's not. It's not.
The ozone layer.
Ozone.
Uh-oh. If you like that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, licky the likey, and tell a friend.
And follow our backup channel, which is
Oh yeah,
Secret
make sure
Society
you
of Good
follow
Guys.
at Secret Society of Good Guys on YouTube, just in case we aren't allowed to say, oh Zion, Claire.
I remember in school, hey, there's a big hole in the sky because of all the aerosols. So, yeah, in like 20 years, we're not going to be on this planet anymore if we don't change our ways. And then they started changing things and inventions and whatnot. And, the ozone layer is almost healed, apparently.
If they
With all our
don't
plastics
scare
and all
us
that.
off this planet, there's no reason for them to keep digging or keep doing CERN experiments and keep shooting rockets into space. It's like they have to convince you that this place is so awful. It's gonna just look at you guys, look at the weather and global warming, and you're doing everything to make it worse. Don't you see that putting these mirrors all over the ground will just to me, I'm like this in my little kid brain. Put mirrors all over the ground and tell me how it's going to change your ionosphere. I
Dude.
think the solar panel revolution is tardy.
Yeah, they even showed ancient depictions of them doing, mirror magic with reflection off the sun. And where were they reflecting it? You got to reflect it off of something else that's shiny up there so it can reflect somewhere else. It's all like fucking fun and games to these people. It's not new technology, it's old technology. So they're bringing it back for whatever
Like the
agenda they
fun
have
house.
planned. Yeah. To
They
create
have everybody convinced. That is such a obvious thing you just said, and you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
They're taking mirrors on the ground and directing them toward these satellites, and the satellites have mirrors that they're directing back at the ground at other places and heating it up like a kid with a magnifying glass in an
Yeah.
ant.
And they call it global
Oh.
warming for their agenda. And when you genetically modify the atmosphere, you're going to create unsettlement in the earth. The earth will like reject it. So it's like a reaction. So whatever they're doing up there with
What
these
if that's
fucking chemtrails
powering
and all of
the
that.
blue beam of it all? The whole the laser focus fires,
Yeah.
Maui and all that. What if that's what it is?
It's that.
That's
I
what
highly
I
believe
think.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to, if the ionosphere and it's all attached, you have to take energy. If energy never dies, it's just changes form. You have to take it from somewhere else to put it somewhere else. If the sun was this all-giving ball that they do everything, that they try to convince us of, it's almost like there's a war between like petrol god and sun god. It's like the oil god and the sun god. I think I'm team oil god. Give me that 70s car and the freedom.
Yeah.
That's
When
what
you
Who's the
don't
oil
need
guy?
that.
Would that
I
be
know, it's like
Dionysus?
Ra and
And the funny
Um,
thing is, you don't even need that. You could just have a water engine, but they don't want you to have that. A hydrogen engine, but they don't want you to have that. It's like,
Or what's it called? Alcohol. You can run it on alcohol.
yeah, you could really
Like
run it
wood
on
grain alcohol.
everything that we also give to our
Frying
gardens.
oil.
We could
Yeah.
just run it on everything. We could run it on our shit, and I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Our urine probably too.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. They I hate the elite. I can't. Yo, there's billions of us. What are we doing?
Paying
Well,
taxes. Paying
Ugh,
You know,
taxes. We're
God.
paying
the good news about
taxes,
it
sitting
though
on our hands.
is that they give us something to talk about. So it keeps our busy minds, busy. It keeps our minds busy.
Yeah. It's all circus and bread. All of it is.
All of it. That's
not
where
just sports.
You're so right. Here I've been mocking, like, go watch your bread and circus. And I'm like, okay, I just watch my UFC. No, I take it all in. I take it all in. The only difference between me and like the pleb that's vaccinated is that I'm not participating in like having a heart attack from the game. Like,
47.
you know how there's people that are so into it, they're like coaching the game and doing the game. I'm just like observing the game, being like, oh, I'm never gonna go to the stadium again.
Right?
Again, I'm never gonna go to the stadium, but I just think it's so funny that it's just like, how invested are you in the game?
Mm. That's it. And the more invested you are, the higher levels of the game you get in. Like, it's strange. And if you don't, you're just in that state, and it's constant. You're just in that state. Like these monks, they just meditate for years on years on years.
You can pull back and see it's a game.
Who's playing the game? Is it all like the Island of Lost? Is it a dollar bet, like trading places?
I like the Lost idea.
Is there just
That's the
two
whole puzzle
dudes
of
sitting
Lost.
there and one's named Good and the other's evil? I mean, it has really, it's just like,
Good and evil really isn't what we think. It's just
yeah, it's just your move. And then one chess move happens and the game gets faster, like speed chess, where like you have a minute the first time and the next time you have 55 seconds and the next time you have it, and it gets faster. Tap, 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 tap. We're hitting our thing. Like, that's what the time feels like. It feels like we're in a swinging pole of, you know what? There is no other side of the pole. It's just my manifestation over reality. There is no other side of the pole. There is no
Yeah.
dreamland and Eden. Everybody keeps talking about like, oh, Democrat, Republican. That both seems like shit to me. Like, until there's a big idea, like who's gonna free the dragons? Who's gonna slay the pedophiles? Like, who's really gonna go look in the
Yeah.
tunnels with me? Who's gonna get the pirate ship with me and go to Antarctica?
Like, for real, we're not even allowed to do that.
I know it's all that we're not allowed.
That's good.
God. It's not. And is that true, or are they just saying that? Like, has anyone tried? Like, they
Well,
give you
you
stories
see the
that people
videos, you hear the
tried.
stories, yeah, but it's kind of like it's the same thing.
Is it real?
Secondhand knowledge. It's
Yeah.
not firsthand. Just like all our history, all our science, almost all of it's secondhand
I would
resource.
love to like go do some Indiana Jones or Lara Croft fucking mission.
I feel like summer is getting us ready to do all that.
Like, I would love to. Oh my God. But you need this nowadays to get everything you need to do it.
We just need AI to help us plan it out. You just need to start talking to Chat GPT.
Yeah, so they could tell the feds what your plan is.
That's all right.
No, fuck that. I'm writing it down. Pen and paper only.
There is one line of three-body problem that I love for all AI and all predictive programming shit and everything about the simulation and yada, yada, yada. This guy looks at this other person in the eyes and is like, what number am I thinking of right now from 1 to 1,000? You don't know it, and neither do they. And like that is proof that things like we could keep things secret and stuff could happen in the background. Secrets
Yeah.
could exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just
I-
want us to think that they can't.
Yeah, they want us to believe
In this
they
modern age
have
where
an
everyone has a
all-seeing eye.
camera and cameras are everywhere and all that, but how often like do people have traffic incidents where there's actual cameras all around and the cameras didn't catch anything?
It just
I don't
seems
know.
like they really want us to fear
Is it-
AI next because they say less and less people believe in God. And so they have to give us our new God. Otherwise, there is no more preachers. There's no more money to be made. There's none of this loosh to be had. There's no more buildings for us to sit in unless we take on a new overlord. And somewhere I think we're in between that. They're trying to get us to forget that we're attached to something they're not and trying to accept them as our new overlords.
No. Fuck them, yo. Like, aren't you guys ready to go gangsta? Like,
Yeah,
like,
we need overlords.
oh my God. Like, do you want an overlord? Do you guys like being safe? I mean, safety is nice, but like when you're controlled, doesn't that piss you off? And then you know, no offense, men. Like, no offense, but do you want to be controlled? Like by somebody? Like a fucking you're on a leash? You like that? I don't. And I can't. I'm just like one person. She's one person. That's just three of us. We need like we need how many billion people on this planet? We need 6-7 billion people on our side to take down the 300,000 of them.
If they tell us like X has as many people on it that they say it does, and I don't believe so because everything I read, it's like at bare minimum 60% bots. And still every day people stick up for it. No, this is all real. This is all real. That's how I feel about all the tickers. As far as I'm concerned, for real, this planet could have 300,000 people on it.
Right. Well, that's because
I have no
seriously,
idea. It
you're
could
right
be so
about X, though.
tiny.
Because like in Twitter Spaces,
I've ran into the craziest people halfway across the world.
I
Again,
know I've ran into people in other countries, like from my hometown that went to my tiny high school. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I think maybe there's a couple billion, not maybe 7 billion, but I think there's like maybe like a couple bill, 2 bill, maybe the most.
I don't.
Because we're not that, I don't know. We're not
Everywhere
that
I look when I fly is empty land. It looks like patchwork quilt.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
that's a good quote.
It's very few. Like it's so in awe how big the mecca of New York is when you fly into it, or how like cement jungle Chicago looks when you it's like those big cities are captivating because they're far and few between. They're like, oh, holy shit, look at the size of this place. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
not just a
India-
skyline, it is sprawling city.
India's highly populated. There's just so many people there. New York City, another place, like so many people there. Then you have these other big cities across the world, like maybe a bill. Yeah, maybe a bill. I mean, that's not too far fetched, but like 8 billion. What are they saying? 8-9 billion. That's a lot of souls.
Even look at all the big cities, because once you have so many people around you, you're like, whew, like your head stops count. It's just a massive amount of people. You're in a football stadium all the time.
Mm.
You wouldn't like after a certain amount of number, they'd be like, there's 38 million people in the city. There's 48 million people in the city. There's like they kind of did this to Miami now that I'm thinking about it. They're like, Miami's had 80% growth over the last 5 years. How did Miami have 80% growth over the last 5 years? Where had all the loss? Where had all 80% growth?
Yeah.
And look at if you go down to the Miami area, it's all highways that there's new ones. There's all ones that have been redone since I was a kid. Some things have gotten wider. There's stretches, but there's still so much Everglades and so much swamp and so much land. And I'm like, 80%.
Hmm.
So I just feel like at some point, like if they try to say 80,000 people moved into Cheney's small town, we'd all be like, the jig is up. 80,000?
Yeah,
Where are
because I
they?
wonder what all these fucking people do. Like, I look around sometimes, I'm like, especially in New York City or these like rich places, and all these people come by. I'm like, what do all these motherfuckers do? Like, to have this like lavish la la land while I see the other half of the world working their ass off, and they're barely like, I'm like, how is this like really happening? Because this looks so fake to me. Like, something's going on here. Like, are these people in these towns even real? Like, I don't even know. I don't. Every big city I've been to, I've always asked that question. I look around and I'm like, no, these people aren't real. They're not real. That's what I feel a lot of the times in big cities.
They say like the CIA, they have people that look like everyone you can think of, young, old, every color, every age. I am a person that I don't even believe North Korea is real. So when people are like, Cheney,
You know,
you don't believe Sandy Hook happened? I'm like, I don't even believe Sandy Hook's a town. And someone will be like, I have a friend's friend that went to high school. And I was like, in the shutdown high school that was shut down, like, I don't know. Everything is like
They showed
a
us in the
thing.
movie that it was
And
fake, that
then
comedy.
like they want to
Yeah.
also, we do this as humans, and I don't think we fucking mean to. It's just the way we want to bandwagon jump with everything. It doesn't matter if it's 9/11, it doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
COVID, it doesn't matter if it's fucking January 6th. It's like, I was there. I was there. Like, I was there. I had a friend that was there. I was almost there. I just escaped in time. I was gonna go. Like, it doesn't matter what the event. I had COVID twice. I was down. I
It's
couldn't
like-
taste like everything, because we all make it a collective thing. It becomes the thing that we then want. Oh, come here. This is Cheney. She was my friend who was at the insurrection. Tell him about it. And I'm like, well, this is my friend Layla. She was there at 9/11. And I'm like, this is my friend Abby. She's had COVID twice. But we all wear these like badges of honor, and somebody comes up and they're like, I was in the grassy knoll.
Mhm.
Because
Why
that's
do
what
we do that?
people, because
Why do
people love to lead with their trauma. So even if it's not your trauma and you're somehow connected to the like for case in point,
It's crazy.
I have a family member who has ovarian cancer, right? Another family member who died of breast cancer. So, and the third family member goes and has the gene test done, right? Finds the genes and goes and has her breasts and ovaries removed. And to me, it's just like that's just, she needed to validate whatever, like she had to be a part of it. I felt like she really just felt like she needed to pretend like she had cancer too. She needed the attention of it all.
I'm a survivor.
Isn't that
I had
weird?
the BRCA
Yeah.
gene. What?
Yeah, I had a gene.
So because other people in your life, you had to go through a double mastectomy?
But
Like,
isn't that
this
a
is the
weird
And
stuff
trait
had
that
for
my
I'm
humans
ovaries
to have
removed.
when you think about it? Isn't
Where
it
did it
so
come from?
weird? Like, why do we do that as human
Like,
beings?
oh, I have cancer too, even though I don't have cancer.
What?
I-
That's a really
We have
trippy, like,
Munchausen's
thought.
by proxy as a species. Like,
Seriously.
even if you even take the term Karen, all that is somebody who is more offended than the victim. Like,
Yeah.
it
yep.
doesn't matter what the issue is. It doesn't matter if it's parking. It doesn't matter if it's gays. It doesn't matter if it's blacks. It doesn't matter if it's kids. It's like which the kids is the only thing. Karen away about the kids. That's what Karen, all your energy should be focused on caring caring for the kids instead of Karen about all the minorities and bad words that the TV tells you about. I even like how
The
some of
virtue
these
signaling
words
of it
have
all.
become words that we say, like the N word or the F word. And those become words we all know by saying, like, I don't know.
What the word,
Yeah.
describing the word, the description of the word. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so weird. It is very weird when you think about it that we do it. It's like the child in us. It's like seeking some kind of like motherly, look at me, look at me. It's like, is it you or is it that part of you that makes you want to receive a high? Because that's what we always seek is like this good feeling, this chasing of a good feeling, because we're always at a I guess they put us at a certain level that makes us feel low vibrationally, so we're constantly seeking validation so we
There
can get a high.
goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Everybody thinks they're in slow motion. Everybody
Yeah.
thinks they're a goddamn man on fire.
It's like, yeah, like it's
had
our own
a-
movie.
I had a trip like that once, like a psychedelic trip, and my friend did the Baywatch run because we were at the lake, and she was like trying to save me with her like wacky cadoodle is what she called it, like a pool noodle. She's like, she did the slow, but I just saw it all in slow motion.
Some
It was the
people
funniest day of my
stand
life.
in the darkness, are scared to step into the light. Why is that in my brain?
Wow.
Why, universe, is that in my brain?
What a interesting
Do you want to hear
reality.
a funny mom F word story though, really quick? Because when you said that, it just like reminded me of this one time with my daughter. I was dating my husband at the time, and he was over at my house, and my daughters were in their room cleaning their room. And so my 4-year-old came out, and she's like, "Mom, my sister just called me the F word," and he looked at me like, "Oh, what are you gonna do about this?" Right? And I looked at her, and I'm like, "And what's the F word? Go ahead, you can say it." And she goes, "Crap." I was like, "All right." And so he was like, "How did you know?" I was like, "She don't know what F is. Are you kidding me?" Like,
That's a good. Wow, that was a nice catch
instead
there.
of jumping her ass, I was like,
Let
"Let's see
me
what
just
she's got to say
validate this
here."
real quick.
Yeah.
What's the F word?
Huh.
That's how my mind works. I'm like, I'm not gonna go ahead and like just jump on the like jump your ass thing. I'm gonna investigate this.
I know
That's
the
smart.
kids are so funny too.
It's so cute. You're like,
Yeah.
ah.
Yeah, he just said the F word. I know. Like, I just think kids are just how quickly everyone's like, oh my gosh, they pick everything right up. Yeah, not just the bad things. They pick up rad good things too. Like if you sit a kid at a keyboard, they will learn how to play 3
Yeah.
songs in a day by themselves. They don't
Yeah.
even need an instructor.
Yeah.
Like you could
Yep.
just put something down and tell
You
a
know-
kid they can draw that and
But
they'll
they've made kids so untuned now with all these jibbity jabs and shit. Like a lot of these kids can't even find a beat now. It's like strange. I've seen it. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, no
Do
off
you think
tempo.
that with technology and like let's say something like Russian dream hacking, do you think that we might not know? Remember how they did that test on us for a really long time online on Facebook and those kind of apps where they were like, can you see these colors? Can you hear these sounds? If you're over this age, you won't be able to hear this. And they made us all do this stuff. Now, adults would be completely unaware if kids were looking at something completely different every day on every screen. So, in a dream hacking or a life hacking type way, we would have no idea how quickly they would be able to tune in to like a baby or a child with like, oh, I show my baby Einstein, but other things that I just put the iPad in my baby's hand. If it can read all of our faces, then it would be able to do that. And what would it be able to imprint them with? Like we talk about dolphin language. What would AI language be able to teach them?
Well, think about Teletubbies. Did you guys? I mean, I know you guys didn't have kids, but I don't know if you ever saw the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest
Teletubbies.
shit, and little kids were so obsessed with it. It's like I hated it because they talk like babies, and I'm like, that's not teaching your kids language. Like, if they're gonna watch something, it should be something that's like not teaching them.
It was
bullshit.
weird,
Like,
but I watched it.
yeah. But then the sun that would be up in the sky with the baby's face in it and everything. It's like, I wonder what could they possibly be projecting to that?
I don't know. It was weird. It was very weird. I don't even remember what they did on the show. Like that's how weird it was.
Yeah, look at these little weirdos.
Like, I don't know what they taught.
One's got a penis on his head, one's got the hole in the triangle, and
Yeah, and you know what came after this, which I felt even creepier somehow than this little creepy show? What was the Wiggles?
the Wiggles. I know that disturbed me big time.
The Wiggles.
I was like, when I walked in and my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so great, and this is what our kids are watching." And they were like such small children that I was just like, grown men, like your kids are watching grown men. I don't
Yeah.
It's
know.
so
was
weird.
It went from like this. Hold on.
I want to
got the
see what you're
Wiggles.
talking about. Yeah.
I got the Wiggles
It's
next.
like three or four grown men that would sit and sing and dance and stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
here.
4. Yeah, and it's the same bright colors, kind of like the Teletubbies.
And then they go like, "Hi, everyone. We are the people that didn't make it to Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. we, and this is just setting you guys up so that way when gay men are walking around breastfeeding their babies, you guys are all Karens about it and will stick up for us
Yep.
because we're good dads. We're Don Lemon and we just want to get married.
Whoa, look at that guy in the back. The
We're called the Wiggles and we want to hang out with your kids. Not creepy.
Nope, not
I've
creepy
never
at all.
seen this much of the Wiggles before. Sorry for the.
Neither. I could
Weird.
not get behind that.
Alice in the Wonderland, y'all.
It is weird. It all seems like torture.
This is Alice in Wonderland. We're all Alice.
Oof.
And then we're the Mad Hatter. And then we're the fucking Cheshire Cat. We're the Queen of Hearts at times. Like, we're the different characters. We're lost. We want to go home.
Do you think the Cheshire Cat could have anything to do with the moon or the eclipse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Abby?
Well, I've seen the eclipse, like an eclipse where it looked just like the Cheshire Cat smile. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
bright.
past
like that.
month, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's when
Cheshire
everyone
Cat.
was talking about it. The Cheshire Moon, or I'm like, this is so weird. That's not on the phase. And they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, I don't remember it being a phase of the
We're
moon,
all
but
a little mad here.
yeah.
I know it's weird though to think that with all a little mad here, if we were going through like a Wonderland type phase, and then they're talking about demon faces, and then there's some people with like biblical prophecies that they're like, don't go out of your house for 3 days. Like if you hear voices of your loved ones, it's not your loved ones. Like people
Mhm.
are, really all the way up in arms about it. And then you have the Devil's Comet, which is every 71 years. So that rolls right along with the last time it was here was after the Queen's coronation. The time before that was in 1883. Time before that was in 1812. So then it's like the War of 1812. We still haven't seen Charles. I'm going to say it again and again. Everybody, Kate, Harry with Diddy, cool. Where's Charles and Andrew?
Seriously. What the fuck is going on?
They
Royal
went on
family?
some
Charles
island.
and Andrew.
They went on some island somewhere where we're not allowed to go. Because we're always not allowed to go places.
I don't want to go with them anyway. That's okay.
Hidden islands,
I don't want to go with them either.
extraterrestrial land, extra terra, somewhere out there, maybe.
Wouldn't it be kind of awesome if, let's say they were going into a bunker and we locked them in it?
That would be great.
Period.
come out.
Yes. Like, go down there. Let's figure
Bye.
out where all the where the little fucking mole
Bye,
holes
leave us
are, and we'll
alone.
fucking plug that shit up.
Yeah.
What about
For
if
good.
they all go down and then really right on a thin veil on the other side, they're all locked in. They're like, ha ha ha, they're all going to get hit by an eclipse. But for whatever reason, they're wrong about their whatever. And then a wall falls down and your dragon's in the other side.
Dude,
Period.
it reminds me of the story of Gog and Magog and like how this mountain is like cemented up or boarded up. And
Oh, yeah.
one day
Start elevator speech on Gog and Magog.
okay, there's this like whole thing. I think Gog and Magog in some kind of like Islamic text, but I don't believe that's Islamic text. Those are hadiths. But this is the story that these Gog and Magog are stuck in some mountain somewhere, and they think they found the location. Okay, but these creatures or beings, which is tying to this somehow, like they were boarded up and cemented up. What if this had to do with the last reset of like them being boarded up because everyone said fuck these motherfuckers, just like how we're saying now. So it's like Gog and Magog is this idea that these beings are going to be coming towards the west of the United States, and they're going to work their way through the west and slowly kill everything in sight. So they're apparently like these mischievous beings that are very, very hard to kill, apparently. And those who go up on the mountains are going to be the ones who survive. And I think that somehow connects to Jesus and him taking the people who he saw or recognized during the judgment day, that he takes up into the mountains. Juju Majuj, yeah. There's
Well,
just some
it's
like
weird because like I want to hear more about your take on the Gog and Magog thing because like in the biblical prophecy of it all, it's end time prophecy. I want to say it's in the book of Isaiah or Daniel, but it talks about one of the signs of the ends is that Gog and Magog will attack Israel. They'll come down from the mountains, and then God himself will intervene and stop it. Like it's supposed to level mountains and stuff. So that's so interesting that yours is like, because that's always been taken to mean like Gog was taken to be that, I want to say, the country of Israel, and Magog was the leader, or not Israel, Russia. So I feel like, I don't know if you guys saw the Russian stand down or whatever, like Russians moving towards Israel and stuff like that recently, like I think on ships and stuff. And I'm like, they're trying to make this shit happen. Like they're trying to like tell the story for the Christians. So the Christians like are all like up in arms about the end is near.
Yeah. So
Albion, what's the place? What was it? Albania? Was it Albion?
Albion.
Is that the same place as Albania?
Well, they have a town Albion, and Albion is an Albanian name, and it is like Albion. I forgot what it means.
Seems so. It just seems like Albania or like the same. But I didn't know this until right at this second that the Gog and Magog was the last of the, guess what? Nephilim. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were giants too.
Yeah. So apparently, when this happens during the end times, apparently, Jesus comes, and those who like, I guess, cast demons out in his name and all this other stuff and yada yada, he will not know those people, those who like used him like to do his bidding or something. It's weird. Some will go by the Antichrist and follow the Antichrist, but those who know will see the real Jesus Christ and know the real Jesus Christ and will follow him up into the mountains, and they will be the ones to be saved from the Gog and Magog, apparently. I don't know. It's weird. I know I'm saying some shit wrong, but there's something true there. You guys have to recheck because, you know.
Do your own research. But
what if the Gog and Magog came down and this is what it looked like?
Not the mama.
Doesn't that look like the all-seeing eye? Like the pyramid and the eye right here?
It does, yeah.
I also think it's funny. I always have to bring this up when I saw somebody in the chat put Baby Sinclair, and it always just makes me laugh that they had the audacity that the people that created Sinclair gas and created the whole dinosaur conspiracy and are the ones that are the people that gave money to the tar pits, which so much is so crazy. The company Sinclair made the logo. That's a dinosaur, and that's the family's last name on, you know, the dinosaurs. So they're the Sinclairs. So not the mama. And it's over and over again, like he didn't lay the egg. He's not the mama.
No, he's not. What a weird little.
What a weird.
freak-
Sorry for
yeah.
this. Sorry for the
So weird.
sidetrack away from the Gog and Magog.
No, it's. I mean, is it gonna be real? Is that really gonna happen? The Hopi do talk about like the West being conquered, and they will swarm the West like swarms of ants, like just. I don't know.
Well, the
Fuck your
Hopi believe in the
prophecy,
ant
all of you,
people,
damn
right?
it. That's what I gotta say. Fuck your
Yeah.
prophecy.
Literally.
I'm writing the script.
Is
Literally.
the Devil's Comet the red Kachina, and is the moon the blue Kachina?
What they call the
I mean,
they
it
call the
could
moon
be.
the golden orb in that article?
No, the sun. I don't know. Now
It was
that
the moon. They called the moon the golden orb. I was like, wait, what?
I thought they
Well-
called the sun it because the moon's gonna block it.
Oh, maybe.
Y'all, it tells
Oh, I
us
thought they were calling that them.
in like I don't want to get biblical again, but if you want
Yeah.
to get biblical, it's in Genesis. It talks about the two lights that, on the first day, the two lights that created night and day. Okay. It says it there. And then on the fourth day, it talks about creating the two other lights that are the night and the day. So it's like two suns, two moons. So it could be red Kachina, blue Kachina. And those are the other bodies that cause these eclipses to happen. And they don't want you to know that because they somehow figured how to block them out.
And so the
Black
Hopi with the
Rose
red
Sun.
Kachina, blue Kachina, when they're gonna come again, they all go into the ground where they remember their language of their ant sisters, their ancestors, their ant friends, and they are stay down there for a while until the earth's okay again for them to come back out. So that kind of goes into the three body problem a little bit. Is what would a civilization do for the time? If you think of the figure eight they always try to show us, and the symbol that they shot around the moon and the infinity sign, and how they kept putting the infinity sign everywhere and that 8 symbol everywhere for us, could that be like the shape our solar system does around another sun? And we have to believe in a lot of other planets that they could come with us, these lights in the sky, but are we doing a figure 8 around 2 suns? And so the idea that the second son's the false messiah and all these religions of the second son, like what if they're like, we're not supposed to be here, we're not supposed to be in by this sun?
So you think that's the secret of the Oroboros then? Because the infinity symbol, like I know like it's such a popular tattoo and everything, but I think most people that get a tattoo don't realize that
I
they're
think so.
tattooing that Oroboros.
I think so.
But maybe that's what the Oroboros really
I
is.
think so. It's the joining of the two moons at a certain degree and the two suns that join at a certain degree. Because if you want to get biblical, because I know people like to get biblical, it says it there. And it looks it. That's what the Oroboros is connecting the two different.
Well, taking it back to the darkness, I don't know if you guys watched that show, but you should watch that too. And it's does the triquetra. It's like the knot in time, and they're able to like move between 3 times periods, 3 years are connected. And like that's what that just reminded me of. And I forgot the connection I was trying to make, but
Happens to me all the time.
oh yeah, the Oroboros keeps showing up in there, and I
See,
think
you
it
see.
has to do with the bodies, So what if it is what Cheney's saying? That's what the Oroboros is
I
about.
have a different Oroboros. I have one with like 2 serpents interlocking with each other. It's like an old one. Oh, that's why I'm confused. And I said 2 because I just saw this today. What a weird sync. I'm gonna
Yeah.
show you. It's just weird.
Is it the book of the Neverending Story that you're
No.
talking
The
about?
Orin?
No.
The
Yeah.
Orin.
No. I'll show you. It's like an old piece of paper.
Never-ending story.
When I find it, I'll show you guys because it's like what the fuck?
The
That's why I said
Orin.
2.
Okay, let's see. Let me click on a different page. I realize you guys are on a different page than me, probably, and I apologize. This is where 2 souls intertwine forever in the never-ending story. The nothing is doing this.
Yeah.
And imagination is doing this.
Oh no, it's not this symbol. It's weird.
But
It
that is
looked like the
definitely Oroboros.
Oroboros, but it was like two serpents. One was red and one was green, and they were like eating up at each other. They connected. It was weird.
It's here's a few other things. The Big Dipper, Little Dipper is Big Bear, Little Bear. Could the bears represent China being a big bear, California being a little bear? Like these two
Oh,
bears. And
for some reason,
also
North
the
Carolina.
tail end of the here, let me make you large, Layla. And now that I don't have to wave, let's see. Tink.
Oh yeah,
That's
It's dragon.
pretty. I like that it was a dragon because I wanted to bring up that right me yow.
It's the serpent and the dragon, and they're like from.
That is what I keep. I think it's this
It's cute.
dance between the serpent and the dragon. I think there's something. This is shout out to the Dead Can't Dance. There's only the serpent and the dragon bloodlines. Like that's the only two bloodlines that exist. And so we're dragon blood and they keep trying to convince us that we're serpent blood, which is almost like that Jinn whispering in our ear. And you look at those old Oroboros and they're all dragons. And so in the Little Bear, Big Bear of the Big Dipper, Little Dipper,
Ooh,
and then
the
that is
dragon
also the swastika that we were talking about before.
Mhm.
And then next to, like, right there is you have Perseid. So Perseid's there, and he's who actually, that part of the story I'll say, I'll just Cheney, stick a pin. That's what my Jamaican friend Cookie says to me to like, don't get off track. Stick a pin in that, and we're gonna come back to it. So
Okay,
at the
wait.
tail
What was it?
end,
I'll write it down.
I know. I already forgot. This
Me
tail
too.
end
Damn it.
of the Big Dipper, Little Dipper is Dracos. Dracos, the tail of Dracos is Thuban, the original North Star. That's the North Star that's on the Hoover Dam.
Mm.
So it's like somewhere the Oroboros, if we had another sun and moon, we would have had another North Star as well. We wouldn't have a dogma. We wouldn't have Sirius. We would have Dracos.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like somewhere in that, okay, here's the other one, Perseid. Perseid's right next, or Orion's right next to the whole thing. Orion's belt, like
Mhm.
stabbing it. I was gonna say something else about Perseus with Cetus, because we talk about the whale constellation with Jonah and the whale, which is also the Kraken in other stories and myths with Perseid and Medusa, and then release the Kraken, where we
How do
heard
you
that
think?
before over and
What do
over
you think
again in
about like the
2018 and
Leviathan?
19.
Every time you said that, I'm like, I keep thinking the word Leviathan. I'm like, because that's in the Bible. Like it doesn't describe it, but it does mention Leviathan being in the depths of the water.
Isn't that a bull? Like a bull, like dragon? They're like more.
Yeah, it's some
wingless.
kind of crazy. It's some
They're wingless dragons,
monster.
bull dragons. Yeah.
That's the Kraken, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
say,
pull
I
up a
think the
picture of
Leviathan might be the Kraken, and
I'm
it's
gonna-
in the Bible. So
And the other thing I'll say, if you look at Leviathan and the Kraken, okay, let's go into this philosophy. Let's play in this world for a little bit, because my favorite world is playing in the idea of it's so like the Godzilla idea. So if this is the depiction of Leviathan, and the Kraken, if you've ever seen the movie or if you ever look at any of the ancient Greek scripts, it's all the same creature. And this is Cetus. This is supposedly where Jonah spent 3 days and 3 nights. It would
in the
be
belly of a whale.
also, doesn't this creature look like it has a lion face and a serpent's body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That's just
automatically, Yaldabaoth.
Yeah, Yaldabaoth.
Oh my god.
So Yaldabaoth is the Leviathan?
is
Yeah.
Yaldabaoth the Leviathan, because also in the depiction that they're showing us on that movie that everybody keeps bringing up, Leave the World Behind, the Obama produced movie, it is the white lion. And when they hit Belarus, I think that's where they hit in it,
my
there's a
God.
white lion statue that has a serpent's body.
Someone pin this, please. Because I need to make this a clip. Like, pin it.
Or timestamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are we about to see some kind of Leviathan type Kong versus Zilla? They look like they've tried to set us up in the philosophy of giants. And we see the Nephilim described as large. They're next to us. They're the last ones we killed. If that's the Gog Magog, the last of the remaining Nephilim, it doesn't say the Nephilim were Titans.
Yeah.
The Nephilim were
No,
different.
they're not Titans.
We
The
kept
Titans are the mountains that we see, right?
Yeah,
with
we
the
kept
big old
fractaling
vagina rocks and
down.
stuff?
Yeah.
We kept
Yeah.
fractaling down and fractaling down and fractaling down. So somewhere, how big could, if we know Hillary was looking for things like Gilgamesh and Wiki, how many other things that we don't know about before 2016 that they maybe already found in Indiana Jones way that are way bigger than those giants? When we talk about dragons and things of this nature, what would a Leviathan be? If they knew by the moon and stars that they'd been around for so long, they've set villages there, whatever, they've tried to feed it, they tried to create it as their god, it probably scared them. They probably were like, oh my gosh, this thing's going to come out of the ocean at this certain place at this certain time, and they can't befriend it, but they know when it's coming.
Huh. Do you
Everybody
think,
look up.
oof,
Don't look down. Don't go look at the freaking water.
do you think the
Watch the
Titans
water.
Watch
will
the
return?
water.
Watch the water. Damn. Maybe
Dude,
that's what we should be doing during the eclipse, y'all.
Watching the water during the eclipse.
instead of the eclipse. Huh.
If I was by the ocean, I would. Unfortunately, I'm landlocked.
And
Oh,
here's
yeah,
something too. You know
same.
how you said there's a new conspiracy around lately where you were like, there's a whole scientific thing that the moon doesn't control the tides at all?
Yeah.
Okay. What if the moon doesn't control the tides, but it controls the Leviathan? It controls the Kraken. It controls Cetus. And so that's why the tides raise and lower.
Oh my God. Oh my God. There's a real science behind this, guys, because you can measure on each like beach at separate different distances, and the pull of their what they call high tide and low tide will be different on different mile points on the coast of either side, the Los Angeles side or the Atlantic side, the Pacific side or Atlantic side. So yeah, that's a fucking bullshit lie. The earth moves, it like
And
breathes.
then like the riptide of it
Meaning-
all, like maybe that's when it's eating. It's like sucking shit out.
What does the earth breathing mean to you when the earth breathes? The whole Titan idea of like the whole we live on a corpse landmass of like Titans everywhere idea.
Well, like in Greek mythology, with the idea of the Kraken and everything, heaven and earth's descendants are the Titans. So
Dude.
it's almost like before Adam and Eve, it's like
Before the gods, because
in
they came before the gods. The Titans were
the
the
Titans
precursor,
are
right?
the precursor to the gods. Yes.
Dude,
So
I
do we
think
call like
Cheney, you're
the
onto
god
something with that.
pantheon be considered the Nephilim, or no? That's Nephilim would still be below that, right? think?
Nephilim's below it. I think they're if in this trajectory, even that the Bible tells us, is like if David killed Goliath, that seems a lot like Goliath's name could have been. We understand it now as Goliath, but now even in this moment, I'm hearing it as Gog Magog. Like, did David kill Gog Magog? Is that all in this Israel land that all this stuff's going on right now? David, and then you have the Star of David. Is there something else with the star that's like a Merkaba and an energy? Maybe it was more than just a slingshot.
Dude, I think you're onto something with the moon and that whole beast. Because they don't just draw that. Oh, they say metaphoric, but it's a symbol. Oh, look. That's a fucking sign. They're like,
that was a sign.
that was a sign. You're onto something. I think that's what these man, it's a fucking weird clock up there, guys. You're not understanding. It's not this ball. It's an interesting astrological timepiece. It's
Mhm.
like it's
I
many
feel
layers
that.
to it. Yeah. It's like this gyroscope idea of many layers of different light sources or beings just doing their thing in their orbit, perfectly set in this beautiful time machine thing.
What are the first words of God, Abby? Or what's the beginning of the Bible? What's Genesis?
In the beginning,
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That's where it begins. But the first word,
So
I don't know.
okay, in the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. In the
Let there be
beginning,
light.
so like
in the
in the
beginning,
beginning,
the Nephilim.
let there be light. So it's like let there be light is the first thing.
I think those are the first words. That's not the
Or
first
should I pull it?
thing
I
that
want
he
to pull.
created, because he separated the waters from the water. I think
Yeah.
that's the first thing he did.
There's a lot of information in that first
But I think his first
Genesis.
words are "Let there be light."
I did a whole live on it after I went on a rant of Georgia, just talking about Genesis, the first few
Genesis
chapters.
Like
1:1.
let there be light, and then separated the heavens from the earth. So in ancient Greek, the
Created a
heavens,
vault. It also says that in there, created a vault.
oh, like a firmament, like a
Uh-huh.
vault.
Yep.
The heavens and the earth, in Greek, the heavens were Uranus, and earth was Gaia. And so, if imagine in this philosophy, if a god came in and separated two lovers, separated heaven from earth, like imagine if it was like two soulmates and somebody came in and separated heaven and earth. Like,
That's
why
what I'm
wasn't heaven
saying.
and earth supposed to be together? Why
Yeah.
isn't heaven on earth? Why is it separated?
Yeah, it talks about
Ooh,
that
babe,
in
don't
Islam
you
too, that God
wanna float?
separated heaven and earth in
Ooh,
two. Like,
heaven
blah.
is a place on earth.
And the first lines of Imagine is like, imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
No hell below us.
Like above us only sky, which is probably all also bullshit.
But I could tell you something weird though about that is that in the dream space, I kind of
When you
broke the
glitched
whole.
just then, I was like, oh my gosh, is Abby having an earthquake?
No, I'm not, but I wish I was. That'd be fun again. I'd be like, bet we did it again. No, what was I talking about?
I
Something about
think I
dreaming.
did it again. Sorry.
Oh,
The dream one.
something about I broke the dreaming program for a while. Like I got kicked out of lucid dreaming for a long time, like over a year. And it's because I had the longest lucid dream ever. And I kept I did all these experiments like back to back to back to back because I was just in it for so long. And the last thing I did is I said I wanted to go behind the dream, and it was literally just like the sky. I was just free floating through the sky, and that was it. And it was like just this blue light. Because what if there
Whoa.
is only sky? And
Whoa.
that's when I broke the program. Like it was like, nah, you don't get to do this for a while. Like it kicked me out. I was shadow banned.
Maybe that's the blue
That's
beam of it
crazy.
all, is it can't heat up the water in the sky. And at the like it can't heat up the
Yeah.
whole ionosphere, or else it would lose its power and direction on its way. So it can only heat up brown and green.
I think you're right.
Because if you can go all day, if you just keep flying up, you never are in a plane and you're in a blue sky, but if you put your hand right outside, there's not a bunch of blue between you and your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not.
It's just weird.
I know that sounds like my brain is such little kid brain sometimes. I had to put it in my own TikTok post that I was like the patch
Yeah.
that says don't go full retard.
Well, no, you need
Sometimes
to. You need to. Like, what's that girl that went viral? She's like, you know that crazy thing? Say that crazy thing. People are desperately trying to hear it. And I'm like, yeah, they fucking are. Like, they don't want to
That's why
hear.
we're here.
Yeah. So we're gonna speak our crazy. Let us be.
Shout out to the rad chat tonight. If you are liking any of this, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we will love you for it.
Yeah.
Look at, now that we're back on the old thing, and I know where everything's at. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. There might be more where this came from.
God, I hope my glutes are bigger now.
I know, because it's getting into season. So aren't you guys going to want to stay tuned and see what happens next?
Yeah. See how big it gets.
Yeah, because there's going to be more. There's some pictures I can't put up because we might get in trouble for nudity. Like, I want to do the full back shot with, but you know what? Maybe I'll just put Secret Society of Good Guys over it.
Oh,
There you go.
But you're like, yeah, I think I might do that. That
That'll
might be perfect.
Mhm.
So then we can put your tie-ins coming down from it.
There you go. That's the important
I
part.
like
The
that.
tie-ins are the important part.
Learning that word tie-in feels like learning Besa. It feels like I learned part of your language, being able
You
to say
did.
that.
I'm so proud of you that you know. Like, it means so much to me.
Ay.
It's like that's the stuff you have to pay attention to.
Wellness is one from the back. You gotta have tie-ins.
Wellness is one from the back, fellas. That's a little tip. That's a little tip, fellas.
Ay.
I'm not saying you have to go anal about it. No
Yeah,
pun
no.
intended.
Yeah, no.
But right when I said that, something fell from back there. I'm like, from a light to a. I'm like, oh,
Confirmation.
I'm not gonna take it there. I'm sorry. I apologize. We're keeping it biblical tonight, and I won't say the A word.
The A word.
Anal.
I'm lost.
I thought
Oh.
something else was gonna
Oh.
fall when I said
Anal,
it.
ass, cunt, like words like that.
Thinks that might get us in
Pussy.
trouble. Just kidding, pussy. We don't care about getting in trouble.
No.
We're toxic around here.
Yes, we are
Too
toxic.
motherfucking bad. All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
As long as like the Nephilim don't come down and look anything like this.
Oh my God. Run. Run.
Okay, for real. Okay, back into the Titans and the Godzilla of it all.
Yes.
Because I also think those movies and conspiracy movies that are trying to show us something show a firmament and show a bunch about Agartha. All the earliest stories about center to the or journey to the center of the earth, which I know everybody's obsessed with Antarctica now. It's so not cool to just be into the old school or North Pole. But there used to be Journey to the Center of the Earth, and there was like a big, huge creature that lived there. And so everybody explained it away as dinosaurs, you know, because that was the creature that we had. But look what Godzilla looks like. And Godzilla ain't dead, so you can't find bones and make petrol oil out of them.
I mean, they apparently found a big snake. Might as well have a big King Kong laying around somewhere and fucking Godzilla. Like, sometimes they tell you the truth, and maybe Cheney's right about this whole alignment shit. Some weak shit, because, I mean, we don't know what's 95% of the ocean. It's a deep. It's called a deep. It's called Shul. What else is it called? The deep void or something like that, because it's beyond water down there. It's like different.
Is it called Sheol? Because
Sheol.
the whole idea of hell doesn't even exist in the Bible. Like, everybody's like, oh, hell is in the Bible. It's not. All they talk about is Sheol.
Shul.
They
Yeah.
never say like burning in the fires of hell. They do talk about like a lake of fire,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not
not
for the
fire.
average person. It's where the Antichrist is supposed to go, is into the lake of fire. So it's like the whole idea of hell being this burning hot place, and then all it ever talks about is Sheol.
Huh.
And you just said it was the
Hell
ocean.
to us is supposed to be freezing cold.
Mhm.
The ocean to us is freezing cold. But what do we watch that happens to the witch on The Wizard of Oz? When she gets hit with water, she melts and I'm melting. It burns me. What about if hell to them is the ocean? It burns like fire. So
And maybe
that's
that's what
that
they're
salt
letting out.
protection, which would be us. If we're made of 70% salt, this is kind of a good thing.
What if
If
they would
you're
come
made
up?
of saline, then they can only corrupt 30% of you. They can't corrupt your salt.
Oh shit. Okay, so that's the other thing. Like I get behind salt. Like, regular medical establishment tells you, "Oh no, like it's bad for your heart, limit your salt intake." And I can tell you that's the opposite of what you should do almost 90% of the time. Like bodybuilders, we don't limit our salt at all. You can salt the crap out of anything because you need it. Your body needs it. So your electricity works right. So, so you have your electrolytes and everything. Like your body runs on electricity, you have to have salt for electricity. It's just the way that it works. So it's like, so them telling us eat a low salt diet is actually not good for your heart. It's not good for any of the systems in your body. But maybe
But it
there's
would also
something to
make
that. So it's
you
more than
easier.
30%.
Yeah.
Yeah. An easier
weird.
vessel.
It's weird. It helped me heal my gut, honestly, because all I have been drinking and eating is Celtic salt in the morning and everything that's like pickled and salty. And that salty water and salty foods. That's all I have been eating mainly is like salty, vinegary. And it just like, I'm back to normal now.
Huh. I wonder if
Yeah.
I'm lacking salt.
Maybe.
You saying that
Probably.
right now.
I love the pickles help me.
I felt so
Olive
weird
juice.
the last few days.
Olives, lots
And
of
I
olives.
do take in a little too many mandarin oranges.
Mhm.
And then maybe I forget to do anything else except drink water and mandarin orange. It's not syrup. It's just, but whatever. I'm probably low salt. I probably need a pickle. No pun intended. I won't be the
pickle
first one. That's what every
Drink the
every
juice out
guy
of the jar.
thinks. It's that's what every guy thinks a lesbian needs
Oh
is
my
just a
God.
little pickle.
A little pickle or a big pickle?
I don't know. For a lesbian, I always think like if like there was a gun to my head and I had to date a dude, I would hope I would find like my ad on like dating and I had to date men.com. They would say like what I'm looking for about a guy, and then it would say please apply if you have a small dick. Like, because that would be what I was looking for. I would want the guy with the littlest dick, and then one, we could both have insecurity naked. Two, it would be like, it seems like it would almost be like fucking a woman if I had a guy with a little dick. But for real, I feel like I could handle it better. Like, it doesn't seem like I would want to hook him up every way I could if he was my dude. So it just seems like, I don't want a huge. So, anyways, I feel like somewhere in the world, if all the lesbians have to date men, we'll date all the guys with the littlest dicks. It's fine.
There you go. You guys got it made. Like somebody really values that.
I would value it.
I don't know about me.
I know. I'm sorry, straight ladies in the room. What do you guys think?
Well, it's vulgar, but I'm gonna say, they better be skilled at something else. I
Yeah,
won't be vulgar.
but yeah,
You know what I'm just thinking in this moment?
very giving.
I'm just a dude with a tiny little dick. I mean, I'm like projecting. Like if I had to date a dude, I'd just date a guy like me.
Mhm.
A good dude with a tiny little dick.
But you wouldn't fuck your clone.
But I wouldn't fuck my clone. If I had a gun to my head and someone was like, "You better fuck your clone," I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." But my clone would be like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. If I, had to, like in your state, yeah. But we don't
I
have
want to
that
redo a
problem.
rap song. I just caught the chat and it just Cheney likes baby dinglings, and baby can go out of it. We'll take the word
Yeah.
baby out of it and put little dingalings. But you know
Little.
that awesome
little.
song that's like chain hang to my dingaling. But we'll just change the words a little. That Cheney likes little dingaling. Cheney likes little
dying.
dingaling.
Oh shit.
Sorry, we took it off the rails.
No, it's all right. We're fucking allowed to do whatever we
We're
want.
allowed to take it off the rails if we want to.
Yes.
What
yes.
rails?
This is our show.
We
Like
don't have a
those
title
who
on
don't
this.
like it, this ain't for you. That's all. With all due respect and love. Okay?
Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. BD energy.
I got the big dick energy. I might go for real to wherever if Big Mike runs for president for real and does speeches. I'm going with an old school, like I'm gonna look like I'm trying to win a girl over at her window, kind of jukebox on my shoulder, jam box. I guess not a whole jukebox, that would be too heavy. Jam box, and I would hold it on my shoulder and play Big D Energy to Michelle Obama.
I swear that's such
Let
a
me go
good
to a
idea.
rally.
It's been going viral, no? A little bit? Like,
I think so. I mean, you
Yeah.
can get it on Instagram. You can
Yeah.
put it on your things. I like it.
I
It
love
makes me
it.
laugh.
Mhm.
I don't believe any of them are real. They're all actors and stage. That's why it's funny when Bill Gates gets hit with a pie in the face. He's like, "What? I'm just an actor." Like, who cares? Who cares? That's one of my favorite things if I do quote the Q kids is they won't be able to walk the streets. That's what I feel about celebrities.
You
Like,
think?
Yeah.
let P. Diddy come to your town. I don't
Oh,
think it
yeah.
would
Now
go
at
over
this
well.
at this point of time, no way.
And don't you think it's like a setup because the world can't find out right now? Like the world couldn't find out 2 years ago. They could barely look at the Epstein. It's like this 17-year-old girl was so lucky to have met Jeffrey Epstein and got a massage parlor license. And now she has an education. Ghislaine and Jeffrey took her all over the world and da da da. That's how the Epstein documentaries go. And so
Yeah.
then people are, and then R. Kelly, it like, oh, this is selling. It should have been 1 hour documentary, 2 hours, but then it's just like, who else can we get for this? Do we have like a second grade friend that once sat behind R. Kelly wants to come on an interview? It was like the Leah Remini Scientology thing. People got a little more ready for it. And then P. Diddy. Okay. It's to me, it's like the T. P. Diddy is the T, so I can put Tom Hanks right on top of it. Like they're ready for a big one. They're not ready for Oprah. They're not ready to find out about like this kind, but they might be ready about finding like, oh, did you know an NFL owner is attached to, or did you guys hear that Taylor Swift had a bunch of humans below her airplane? Like it might be like the setup for the next level of soft disclosure for them.
Yeah.
Do you think the world could handle like any kind of disclosure concerning Taylor Swift?
T Money.
I just
Well,
don't think
I
they
would
can.
I would wonder like if
The
I were
cult
gonna
of Tay Tay is pretty wild.
is it as big as they say, or is it entirely fabricated?
I've met so many Taylor Swift
question.
fans, and they know her songs. I met so many. I'm just like, really, Taylor Swift? Like, how? I don't get it. I don't. Maybe that's because I don't listen to her music. I don't know. I just don't want to listen to her music. It's weird. Her music is not music to
I don't
me.
think I know one Taylor Swift song.
Not one.
I got a
Like
blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
I'm embarrassed to tell you the song that came into my head when I thought of Taylor Swift because I don't know how. It feels like it's so old. But this is the song that came in my head. Get a load of me, get a load of you, walking down the street and I hardly know you.
Yeah.
It's just like we were meant to be. Liz Phair. That's like as far as I could go to Taylor Swift was the one Liz Phair song that was a pop song.
Dude, it's just, I don't know. It's weird. Alice in Wonderland. That's all I think about.
Tay Tay all day day.
Yeah.
Tay Tay Swift. And Bay is on a pale white horse.
Kim Kardashian recently in her cowboy hat in Tulum or wherever fucking vacation spot she's in. Interesting. Fucking Cardi B in this weird outfit having this symbol
Who's in a
of
vacation spot that you just said?
Kim K.
What did it look like?
Beachy?
Huh.
Like her in a
where Whitney
bikini?
is?
Hold on.
Because another weird thing is I noticed because I, stalk random celebrities online. One of them that I follow is the clone of Jessica Simpson, and she was posted like something about a vacation spot, and she was by an infinity pool that literally looked like a moon pool. Like it was a circular part out
With a
to the
snake.
ocean.
With a snake top on, like serpent.
Ooh.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I do want a pair of gator boots, though. I'm gonna be real. I like when I see girls in like proper snake skin or gator skin. Those are the two I like. I like rattlesnake and I like gator. And when I see it somewhere, I'm like, "Whew,"
Turks.
I just think it's good. I like that.
She's at Turks and Caicos, apparently.
If the world ends, like I wouldn't start a cult now, but if like the world was gonna end and like we all had to come back as Mad Max, my gang is all
build back
wearing
better?
gator skin. They're wearing gator skin and they're gonna be on airboats.
Hmm.
That sounds gangster as fuck. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm in your cult.
They're gonna have the
We already know
gator
this.
that comes up like this, like over their head instead of antlers. So if you're coming around with horns, my cult is gonna just drag you in the water and gator roll you. Like we just have gator skin.
I'm giving someone epilepsy. I'm sorry. I'm working on fixing my other computer. It's just not turning on. So I have my old Mac and it's just not the best quality. It's the old version.
So this is the Country Carter album is what it's called, which I think Cowboy Carter, which is a 33, and she's on a pale white horse. But something that I think AlanMarcus.com pointed out last night that I just think is so interesting is that in quotes, this ain't a country album. But if you put a comma right here, this ain't a country album. Yeah, or a comma right here.
Mm-hmm. What's her name? Cardi B posted a recent picture of her like in this like weird outfit and these white birds holding her thing, and she's holding up these two symbols. Looks very etheric and strange. Also, I'm just like, what's up with these costumes? Like very, like symbolic. It's very weird. Let me find it.
They're all, and we know they all have moon children. We know they all participate in birth rituals. And it's not like they have all of us, you guys, following birthdays. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just strange. Like a dove's holding
Like doves holding her.
Yeah, and she has duds on
veil.
her tits, and she's doing this symbol on both hands.
Like she's trying to be the bride of something.
It's just strange. Just strange. Jack, you're set. Okay, Jack. Jack
Huh.
who?
This is 666,
Jack
and
and
it's
the Beat.
also the CERN symbol.
Yeah.
Don't mind the date, but because it's the only place that I know I have the CERN symbol right now until I make a secret society of good guys CERN symbol next. See the CERN, how it has the 666 in it?
Yep. Google does too.
And see the serpent tongue on NASA? It's just funny. We're
To
talking about
deceive.
dragons and serpents and dragons and serpents.
But serpents, I think they put the serpent there as a sign of protection because that's what's always symbolic for too. Protection.
Or they cut because I might be wrong, but in the Chinese zodiac, don't they have serpent and dragon?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's both.
It's
Yeah.
just, yeah. Why would it be there if it's not real? Like, they're not going to just pick an imaginary character and just place it on there. That doesn't make sense. These characters exist on that Zodiac.
For a allegedly scientific.
Mm-hmm.
And why 3
establishment.
rockets?
And what?
Why 3 rockets?
Yeah, why not 4?
Are they bombs or are they like rockets where they're carrying people or what the fuck are they
No
doing?
people. And I haven't looked up what SpaceX is up to, but I know they can't use the same launch pad. And they also went through the whole ritual of showing us every billionaire in space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at, they made it.
It's just, I don't want to believe what they're doing. Fuck, it's just annoying.
Somebody new just became a billionaire that they told us about too. Was it Taylor Swift?
I didn't hear this. Really?
I feel like somebody knew in the last like 24, 48 hours. I'm just going to put billionaire into my search bar and see what comes up in the news. Biden, Mark Zuckerberg, Diddy. I don't remember who it was. I thought it was like not a student. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to read through news articles, but I thought it was Tay Tay is a billionaire now, but maybe I'm wrong. Because if she re-owned her album, if she's the artist, she re-recorded everything, and we don't know when she re-recorded or re-released, but that could have been the whole reason of doing all these tours, is so whatever spell, if somebody else, if muses are real in this philosophy, that there's certain people that carry certain spells and they're inspired, or they inspire others to do things, and music would be from the muses of certain tones, then her owning her own masters again, her being her own master again, is a huge spell that not a lot of artists get to do, or when they do get to do it, they get princed.
But why? What does Prince even mean? Do they really die? These people? I always think of Death Becomes Her, and like all these stars that are like fake their deaths and just like go somewhere and just chill out. I sometimes wonder that, like, do
Like
they
they
do
play
that?
their part and then they go to Antarctica
Yeah, or some island somewhere.
or go to Agartha
Yeah,
or get shot
or
up into a rocket to the moon, the other side of the moon.
or the Bermuda Triangle, some kind of portal. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, the ocean so much.
Lost.
The abyss. The abyss is all about the ocean.
It's just strange. They know shit that they don't want us to know. Obviously. It's like, what the fuck?
It's weird too, like if they somehow worship this Leviathan or worshipped the Yaldabaoth or the Kraken or Cetus, what would be the symbols that they would use if they did that? Like, would James Cameron show us a depiction of like, I wish I could swim with Cetus and tame Cetus? Like, would that be the new way of the water?
Yeah. And you know what else is freaking interesting that I just thought about? Like, they had depictions of drawings and all of these creatures, and then we have these books with just words and no pictures in them to describe what of anything. It's like, when you think about, why would they push a belief for 8 billion people to believe, in a sense, or how many people believe in a faith, like whether it's Christianity, Judaism, or Muslims, it's all part of that Abrahamic system. What if that is just like their plan? Like, what if these are just stories? They're not pictures, they're just words first. And then we drew the pictures of what these stories could have been. Like Islam, they're not allowed to have pictures. But it's like, why?
Well, that's like the whole idea that the book is always better than the movie,
Mm.
because whatever you read, you picture and you put it through your filters. And so, like, I don't know if you've ever read a book and you've seen the movie as well, but you swear that certain parts were in the movie. You're like, what the heck? I know this happened in the movie. You imagined it so well while you read it, like you filled in those blanks.
Yeah. But then I think of all the hieroglyphics. They did everything in mainly like pictures.
Pictures, yeah.
And it's like picture memory is so much better to keep in memory than
Yeah, like a memory
paragraphs.
palace. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're able to just put those pictures in some sort of order
So it's like
better
they
in
took
your
that
brain.
power out and put these books here. And so it can, like, you can fill your imagination with whatever idea that's always programmed by something. So it's like when you have these pictures, it's like you can't change it. It's like there. It's like boom.
You know, remember when the military shot missiles into the ocean off the coast of Florida at the Bermuda Triangle?
Wait, repeat that?
The military did like a missile test off the coast of Florida at the Bermuda Triangle.
Really?
When was that? Because I know
I didn't
that they
know
did a
this.
lot of stuff
Yeah, I
on,
don't
like, the Bikini
remember.
Atoll.
I feel like it was in the last 2 years, maybe a year.
Oh, wow, recently.
Really?
Yeah, it was like remember when the fire, the Gulf, like there was the hole that opened up in the
Oh,
ocean that was
yeah.
just on fire?
Yeah.
It was at that time where all that weird stuff. And then there's also the story, I don't know why I'm just thinking about it right now. organism 46b. Organism 46b is supposed to be this like huge monster that they, oh my gosh, let me pull it up. But it could be a Leviathan.
That sounds to me like Lilo and Stitch because I think they call like Stitch Experiment 525 or something like that.
It's out of fan fiction. I'm going to read the fan fiction part because I'm not going deeper. And the fan fiction is like all the stuff of, but it's organism 46b is an enormous 33 foot, 10 meter long, 14 tentacle squid like creature which lived in Lake Vostok, a subgalactical lake. A subglacial lake located under 2 miles of ice beneath Vostok Station in the Antarctica. The animal could release a toxin into the water to immobilize its prey from a distance of up to 150 feet, displaying an astonishing degree of shape shifting. Its limbs were animated and aggressive even after amputation, and it showed a considerable degree of both hostility and intelligence. And it was in 1974 beneath the ice. It was like Vostok Station, established by the Soviets in 1957, discovered to have been sighted atop a vast body of liquid water beneath the ice in 1974, subsequently named Lake Vostok after the station. So they cored the ice, blah, blah, blah. But it makes me think like, if these things are in existence, you know how they're like, these 13-year cicada cycle and the 17-year cicada cycle that was around when like Thomas Jefferson was here are gonna be here at the same time. And like if somehow that were like the thing, what if they aren't those cicadas at all, but they're like in the cave that Mothra comes out of? And so we only see Mothra when both those cicadas are together and come out, because for whatever reason, when Mothra goes back to sleep, all the cicadas follow. And like the sharks all die when Leviathan comes up, animals start washing up on the beach. And if something's flying in the air and like Godzilla, birds just fall out of the sky. You know, like who knows? What if there's monsters that we're unaware of?
What about the whole Jeepers Creepers thing? Because I think like it was on a certain year cycle that scarecrow thing would come to life, and it's the year right now.
What the fuck? And then it ties in with the fucking Deagle population forecast for 2025, and some like weird shit happens the year before, and then by 2025 half the fucking population depopulates, and it's like, what the fuck
Every
is going
23
on?
years for 23 days in the spring. So yeah, it's the Jeepers Creepers time right now too.
23 years for
Nothing's
23
gonna happen
days
though.
and 23 DEAD.
It's yeah,
Period.
it's just strange what happened to that man who owned that website. It was a very and it is still a very informative website, but not how it used to be, with artillery and fucking tanks and fire jets and what country owned what and population, the currency ratio for the families for each country, and a forecast of 2025. And it was just like, what the fuck? What will happen? That's what ran through your head. And then magically 2020 happened and it went viral. And then a couple months later, the owner of that website was murdered or offed himself, I believe. And then the government took over the webpage like fully.
Hmm. Maine's the last place to get the eclipse.
And they get the full, I think, don't they?
They're in the path of totality.
I think.
I
That's
wonder
one video I
like
saw.
what the city names are of everything. Like I've looked at a million maps, but never close enough that I'm like, okay, what's the first and the last? Because I feel like one of the cities in Vermont that it goes through is Jericho.
Mm.
And then I know everybody's saying all the other biblical names.
Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
Jonah and the whale. Are we about to have 3 days of revelation and come out in different seas?
I don't know. What do you think? Like, what do you truly like low key think, but you're like, don't want to say it out loud?
I think the media is a 24-hour news cycle, and we're still supposed to be locked in our houses. And so we're all supposed to think this huge thing's going on. And I really do think we're in World War III. And I think our country has been infiltrated from everywhere with military age men. And I think if I were a general of an army that wanted to go to war with America over a long war, but just the short time, I think shipping containers are a perfect way to do that.
Mm.
Like human trafficking doesn't just work if we have all you convinced all the time and scared all the time. Human trafficking all the time. We're taking. You're not paying attention to what we're giving.
Yeah.
Document your kids, but all these war-aged men are undocumented. Document your kids. Give them a social security number, fingerprint them, take pictures, put them all over the social media, and everybody's coming that we don't know what they look like. They're unnamed. They're an
Mhm.
invisible enemy. That's what I kind of think. So I don't know if it's going to be Eclipse Day, but I think it's kind of been happening. I think the CIA plan, like a shadow government, it just puts one thing against the other thing. I don't think it's
Always.
a China or like a name of a place or a people. I just think who's going to roll on our shore? I don't know the propaganda they're getting over there.
I don't know. It's just strange. Then I hear the other side of it. Like, I guess it's probably a loose side of the story that they're just letting people come into the country because they can't document them. So this is a easier way to get everybody on the new quantum system when everything crashes. So it's like the more they have on the system, the more better for them in a sense.
I just gotta say, this is off topic, but the
Mm.
North Korea theory, Cheney, when you first said it a long time ago, I was like, and then the more I think about it, it's the only thing that makes sense. Like it is the biggest wag the dog where we all believe, like absolutely, that this country exists, but none of us fucking have evidence of it at all. Kim
You know
Jong
what our
Un and all
evidence
that
is? Let me
shit.
tell you. Let me tell you what the evidence is just to set up the stage and so you can continue to eat your popcorn. The evidence is the dude who slept with Madonna that used to play basketball with Michael Jordan, that you read his book.
Hmm.
He went over there because he was the apprentice as well on a certain TV show. He goes over there. So the only reason that we have validation of North Korea is because Dennis fucking Rodman.
Mm.
Yeah, it was worn a dress in a shaming ritual.
Let me tell you the other way we have validation of North Korea. Do you remember the Sony movie hacks? That was
No.
if you look into WikiLeaks, I know everybody's always politics, but there's so many things about Hollywood that come out in the Sony movie hacks. This is how everyone finds out about Harvey Weinstein. And so one of the things with the movie hacks is they were like, "Oh my god, North Korea is mad about the interview because
Oh.
Seth Meyer and Rogan, Joe Rogan, Seth Rogan, whatever, Franco and Rogan, those two did a movie with the Kim Jong Un in it and that whole thing. And so then they didn't release the movie at the movie theater because of the hacking. So instead, they did us a solid and they released the movie in all of our houses, which I think was the big test because the movie theaters were already shutting down.
Mm.
Nobody's going to the movies anymore unless they're watching superhero stuff. You can be my hero, baby. This is why everybody's like, I had COVID because we've all been watching superhero only movies for the last decade.
Didn't Michael Jackson have an argument with Sony too? Like he called him out and said this, and that, and like he had a whole
Sony.
thing. Yeah,
He said,
He bought
"This is
it, didn't
it."
he?
That's why his album was called This Is
yeah.
It. And the last words he said was the best is yet to come, but I'll leave that for later because that's my glittery timeline. I won't take you guys all there. But he was about to leave Sony owning over 51% of their
Yeah,
entire music catalog.
Hmm.
yeah, it's all fishy as
Their
fuck.
entire music catalog. That would have made him the most
largest shareholder.
valuable thing on the planet. The entire music catalog, Elvis, Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Britney, Whitney, you think of it, he owned it. It's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild.
Interesting.
And then think of Puff Daddy to bring him into the zeitgeist, and
was
that
he
he's
part of Sony?
he's a little bitch boy. Yes, I think Bad Boy Records is a Sony, does go down off Sony, I think, because I was also looking into Dr. Luke late last night, and
Yeah.
he might be a Sony affiliate. And Dr. Luke, throwback to my girl Kesha, tried to tell us this shit when people are like, nothing's
The real
happening.
Kesha.
It takes a minute to unfold. And Kesha tried to be like, this guy raped me. Like, he did all this crazy, sadistic, weird stuff to me before everybody knew about whatever that other Hollywood guy is that did the same thing, Arm and Hammer.
Oh yeah, he was a fucking creep. That one. Good looking, but a creep.
What
Right?
one?
The one that you mentioned, the last one. What was his name? Arm and Hammer.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
such a creep. I
Mhm.
was thinking of James Franco again, and how I'm like, I think like
Him too.
Anthony Weiner, he got in trouble for showing young girls his dick.
Yeah, he was a creep. But they all are. I forgot his name. One of the actors he played in I Origin and some other weird shows and stuff. But they're just weird. Like, I don't know if they or there's. I don't know how to explain celebrities. They're like, I know this kid got raped for sure. Like, he's fighting some demons. He was fighting some horrible demons. This individual, you could feel it. But that's how most of them that I met, because I met a few in New York City. They just give off like weird energy. I'm not comfortable around them. I never have felt comfortable around a
Here's
celebrity.
the more powerful thing, I think, of these muses that I'm thinking about in the P. Diddy of it all. Not only is he like a honeypot, he also is a magician, because, and this is where magicians are different than actual magic. A magician uses something else, like he uses somebody else's magic, like he's a fake, he's like the hand is quicker than the eye. So the reason you even bought Mace, which was another dude he probably Snoop Dogged, the only reason you guys even bought that guy or any of the, oh, I'm gonna make a song about Big, is because Puff Daddy was allowed to use clips from songs for his entire catalog. Every single song you know that from Puff Daddy uses a clip of another song that Sony owned, which Michael Jackson probably owned.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I would say same for Dr. Dre. He just used clips, everything that you know about that whole creation of gangster rap that the
Jay-Z
CIA
too.
did. They just used a whole bunch of clips of songs that were actually muses, actual originals, and then they make their song famous. But not only do they do that, they make people famous by letting them do the remakes of the song that we don't realize is a remake because they rewrite history so much. And so, of course, we like it. They already proved it in the zeitgeist that it'll be a
Yeah.
pop song. And so then you hear that song like, I'm in heaven with my, and you're like, oh, this song slapped though when Mariah did it. And
Yeah.
then somebody older than you is like, psh, but this song slapped even harder in the disco phase. And you're like,
Yeah.
what?
And that's what they're doing now with the music that we listened to when I was younger and taking it and making it into something new. I'm like, what? This is not new. This is the song that it actually came from. So now we're doing what they did to that generation. It's crazy.
But if
It's
it
like
had a
the whole
point,
no new movies still too. It's
Yeah.
like there's no new movies, but I've noticed that with the music at the gym. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? Like they were all remixed. Every song that I heard I was like, is this like a remake station or something that they have it on? Like it was so bizarre to me. Every
Yeah.
song was like
that's why
remade.
some of these witches must be so powerful, because they must have originality when they first come in around all the other coven. The coven just covets and creates all this music that out of musings that aren't theirs.
Mm.
So all of a sudden you get like a Billie Eilish and she steps in and she has her little raw dog kid authenticity at first because she's brought into the, like, her parents are part of the system. It's all Illuminati, whatever's going on. But they're like, oh, this little kid has creativity and imagination still. It's like they have a couple of those Billie Eilishes that they set up, and now that one song gets added to the zeitgeist. So something else that might have really impacted us in a way as humanity that might have been a good thing for us to hear comes out.
Yeah. Nothing new under the sun. Shit.
'Cause any house that you build is, they might have, it's made with the same bricks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Okay, nothing new under the sun, but what if this sun is not our sun?
Nothing new under this sun. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh. And it's just a new disc.
If it's all
of
about
a
sun
program.
worship, yeah,
A new disc.
maybe it'll be nicer on our
Run
eyes.
it. Oh my God. Imagine. That's what the
What about
sun
if
is.
the new sun is the med bed you search for?
Yeah. Or maybe it's just a disc that runs the program of the simulation.
What about if the sun now is the med bed you search for and you just need to sit out in the sun on the beach more?
I need to sit out in the sun on the beach
Yeah, I
more.
need to too. But I was
Me
so tired.
too.
I slept all day today.
Me too. That's why my energy's been really I feel like the closer all this eclipse stuff happens, my energy level's going down.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel the same, actually. That's like, I know, Layla, you're feeling great, and I'm going, I don't feel bad, but I do
I
feel
feel tired,
something.
like body wise, because I've been
Yeah.
through a lot, maybe, or maybe it's that. I don't know, but like soul and like energy wise, I feel like good, like chill.
My quad is twitching. It's driving me crazy.
Up.
It's not a cramp.
That's the
but
sign. That's the
yeah.
sign. I know. We've done it 2:17. We always go longer than we anticipated, but we love hanging out with you guys so
Yeah,
much.
so do
And
we.
there's so much happening tomorrow. There's just like, how could we not like hit every single thing that every single person in this room has seen everywhere all over the internet for the past 2 weeks? It's like if we were watching sports, it's been a slow like season. All right, you guys, we're all talking about the same shit. And,
It's okay though. We could join the fun too.
yeah. Hey,
We philosophize it. We
what's
don't believe
happened.
it.
We're gonna talk about what happens every single day from here on out, unless there is no more days here on out.
Mm,
And if there's not, we'll see you on the other side, y'all.
Yeah, we'll see you
That's
on the
it.
other side with my dragon. Would you rather have a dragon or wings?
Oh, shit.
a dragon.
I think I'd have to have a dragon too, though I love the idea of flying.
Yeah.
I think I would
But I'd
rather have
fly on a
wings
dragon.
because I really love horses. I love horseback riding. I love being around horses, but taking care of a fucking horse, I love Teeny. I love my little dog, but when her Rainbow Bridge comes, I'm going to have a little dogless days for a couple just a clean white house.
I
just
feel that.
just
Pets are a pain in
no,
the ass.
oh,
God
I
bless
just
them,
want
but
a
they
little bit
are.
of time. I love them. I love
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah.
I just want a little bit of time of like real freedom that I don't have anxiety when I'm not with them.
Mm.
And it's like, if you're a good pet owner, you can't just be all willy nilly all over. You have to, you're like kind of present. And I'm like, I just want a little bit of time without.
Yeah.
Well, I
So a
wouldn't want my dragon to be
dragon?
my pet then. I just
Oh,
want it to be my dragon. Like,
I
Yeah.
could
homie.
barely. I'm like,
Go handle
what
It would
does my
take care of
dragon
me.
eat?
Yeah.
I would be so upset. Like if I see someone run over a squirrel, sad. If my dragon swooped down in front of me and just like grabbed like a pig off a farm, like and like
No, like the
like
King of Thrones, have your dragons. Like the Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
oh, but if it was
Yeah.
like that and I could feed my dragons, like, all right, dragon, just hold it together. We're gonna find Hillary Clinton.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'd have a badass
Dracarys!
freaking. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't need a gun. I'd have a
Yeah.
dragon.
Have a dragon. Kicks ass, motherfucker.
And I do like on the like gold pill of it all. An idea is that I heard Donut say that he doesn't believe the apocalypse is going to happen because too much good movies is coming out after.
Yeah. I know. It's
That's
like
a good theory
Yeah,
because they wouldn't
he's like-
put enough, thought and energy behind like movies just to, to put out shitty movies.
yeah, he's like, have you seen all these like Beetlejuices coming back? And I'm like, that's probably Beetlejuice exploding. They don't want us to see it.
Mm.
I'm excited about that actually.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah,
I'm
I
so
can't wait to see
excited.
it. Yeah.
We
Bring
were
me-
just talking shit about them remaking everything. You know
Yeah.
what's so crazy?
But it's Beetlejuice. Come on.
The other
The song.
song, you could be my hero, baby. That is from Godzilla, I think.
Really?
I think it's from the movie soundtrack Godzilla. I don't even know why that's in my brain. I could take away your wait, no. No, wait, not that one. That's the Jennifer Love Hewitt one. That's why I know that one. The other hero song that I just sang before, not the one, there
Here
goes
goes
my
my
hero. Not that
hero.
one. Didn't
I could be a hero.
no,
That's
we
Cher,
already
no?
no, but I want to sing Enrique Iglesias
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
Cher
There you
now.
go. Him too.
I could be your hero, baby.
They
Woo!
sound the same.
I could take
Don't
away
they?
your
They sound the same to
pain.
me.
You can't take my breath away.
Enrique sounds like that. I swear. He does.
There's the other hero song by and I keep wanting to call them the Gin Blossoms, but they weren't the Gin Blossoms. They all came out around that time.
I keep feeling like it's the Jim Blossoms too, though.
Still thinking about not living without.
I wish I knew
What's
these
happening?
songs.
Summer once probably is doing a spell right
She should
now.
have came on.
I know.
Holding on for a hero till the end of the night.
No. Oh, the
Back to the Bonnie and Tyler of
Wallflowers.
it all.
It's the Wallflowers. It's the Wallflowers had a song in the movie Godzilla, and I think it was called Hero. And I think I sang it one hero song ago.
Did they? I thought the Wallflowers were like a one-hit wonder.
They
'Cause
had
sing
two hits.
one
They had
one headlight, right?
one headlight. They had
Which I
that.
do like that song, but
And you know what, you guys? Is that song about a motorcycle?
oh,
I don't know. I'd never heard that
Possibly.
song. I don't know a lot of the songs you were singing. I really don't.
'Cause
Like
you're
I
an
was
happy
so
girl.
music savvy because, I grew up very strict and certain times I did listen to mainstream, but other times I was just didn't. So I don't know much of this. I'm
well, ever
learning.
since that, what's the one with the acapella movie with Fat Amy and stuff? Ever since that, like I try to connect words in songs
Hmm.
because they do like the acapella competitions, like, oh, the word was dream and you said dreams.
Yeah.
Like so now I'm trying to like pay attention to themes in songs like that.
I have to play this song in my head so I can sing it for you guys without getting pulled down. Get to the chorus, Jacob. Oh, it's this one. We could be heroes just for one day. I feel like that's not him either. I didn't let myself listen to it, and I just sang David Bowie. I give up. I give up on the heroes, but there is a
There's like
fucking
80s,
Godzilla
right?
song.
Like 80s music.
90s, I
90s.
think.
90s?
Or early 2000s. You know what,
Really?
Layla? I feel like that Godzilla song might have happened right before 9/11.
Interesting.
It could have been deleted.
Maybe if I hear it, then I know it. Like I won't know by the lyrics because I don't think I listened to it. Like, to
Oh my
remember it.
gosh. This comet, the Devil's Comet, was supposed to hit the moon, but the 3 rockets that NASA's shooting up are going to destroy the fucking Devil's Comet. We're all going to see that happen because we're protected by Space Force.
Ah,
And Space Force, like the Marines, is the only military branch that answers to the president.
Hmm.
Why haven't we ever heard Biden lead up Space Force?
At all.
you don't even hear about Space Force at all anymore, do you?
No, what's
No.
Space Force up to? What's Space Force up to?
I haven't checked.
Does Space Force really exist?
The
Yeah, what
Ingersoll
the fuck?
Lockwood website.
I'm putting Space Force in Google and see if there's
It's almost like
anything in
that
the
didn't
news.
happen. That's like another timeline.
Well, because they did make an HBO show about it with Steve Carell, like The Office. Space Force.
I haven't checked Ingersoll Lockwood recently either. There's some weird coded shit that would pop up on there.
Oh, here's
Ooh.
what we're gonna read. There's Space Force news. Because we're thinking about it, let's look it up right now. D. First Space Force Guardians graduate from Army Drill Sergeant School. 2 Space
they-
Force Guardians this week became the first in the newest service branch to receive the distinctive Army Drill Sergeant hat.
So
what
it's
are
a
they
branch
up
of the
to?
army.
That's
Maybe
I
they're
don't know.
taking. I have no idea what it is. Let's look at it in detail on another page. The United States Space Force is the space service branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. Along with the U.S. Air Force, it is part of the Department of Air Force led by the Secretary of Air Force. Oh,
Then
that's
why is
new.
the army drill sergeant? That's fucking weird.
That's weird
Ingersoll
because I've also
Lockwood
heard there.
posts
I've
Space
heard
Force. They have the whole section of Space Force in Ingersoll Lockwood, so it connects that, and they post about Trump on there. Like one of their hidden messages
Yeah,
is a
I'm
whole
from the
video on
timeline.
Trump.
It's a branch, United States Space Force function. The Pentagon, Arlington County, Virginia headquarters. Simber Supra, always above. Always above. What are they up there doing? Space Force
Chilling with the giants.
climbing up. Always above, as below. They're underground. Space Force is subterranean warfare, and that's why New York had an earthquake.
Huh.
That's why we never see them.
Who always gets destroyed in these movies? It's Tokyo and New York. In the monster
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah, and the games.
And
What's
the
it called?
dollar bills and the 20s and all that, talking about the flood hitting New York City and all that.
it's not a flood, it's the Leviathan.
Or
And it
whatever,
wants
yeah.
a bite of the big apple.
Mm. Ooh. Oosh. Take a bite out of crime.
And isn't there another boat that just had electrical problems in New York at one of those bridges, like right before we went on air?
George
Shut
Washington?
up tonight.
New York, what is the barge? And then I think it just happened 2 hours ago.
Hmm.
Let's see. It'll be breaking for some of you then. Let's see. How do I pull it up?
It's breaking for me.
Is it a bridge, you said?
Let me see. I got to go back to us. I have to find us again. I did something weird with my wrist and I made us. That's what she said. So DDD. It loses power near the
Verrazano. The Verrazano Bridge. That's Brooklyn.
Oh, see, I only know it by one name.
The Verrazano.
I bet tomorrow
I hate
before
that
the
bridge.
eclipse happens, one happens by the Golden Gate Bridge in Little Bear, the Little California.
Because the golden orb.
I know, so strange. All right, you guys. I love you so much. I was lazy
Thanks for
tonight in the
hanging.
chat. It's
No,
because
you
I
weren't.
smoked joints. I was lazy with them. Like
Oh.
usually I pull them up so they can hang out, but we were all when we're all like chilling so much, like I leaned back in my chair, my knee came up, we were smoking the J's, not we collectively.
We get in a flow state.
I was. I
Mhm.
love you guys and
Yeah,
appreciate
love
you
you
so
too.
much for hanging out
Love
all
you
night.
too.
And Sundays is awesome. And we will see you Friday after all this eclipse hullabaloo is over, and we will figure out what thing to scare you with next because
Yeah.
all of the news and social media will tell us what to tell you.
Yeah.
and that seems to be
Literally.
what we're
So we'll
doing.
lose you too.
Hopefully we don't, though. Hopefully you come here and laugh or think about other angles. That's what I really try to
Hopefully
do.
we
is-
prevent the loosh. Exactly.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really try to like make
Keep
a
your
mockery
energy.
a little
Keep
bit.
it.
Unless
Don't
we're
let them
talking
take
about
it.
real serious things, which I also did want to shout out from last week, Abby. You got a lot of love in the chat for being so real. And I don't ever want to sway away from having real conversations on the show either that aren't just about this stuff. So I love that you guys all come for this stuff too. And for the haters out there, sometimes we might talk about our periods or a divorce or a death or cancer. And you have to suck it up because we are all living in conspiracy every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And we're all
it's
real people.
yeah, and we want you to see that it's okay to be your real self because we judge ourselves enough. We beat ourselves up enough. So when you share that with other people, it's just so you can relate, so you can be open with yourself and be true to yourself. So that's it. That's all we're doing.
And sometimes crying and laughing and having tears, that's salt water.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the
Alchemical.
demon hates salt water. It hates when you laugh or cry to tears.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I like
okay. I love it. I love you guys. I could hang out all night,
I know.
but
Me too.
I have to go eat something.
Same.
Same.
So you guys
Alright.
keep your big dick energy on and keep in touch. For all the links, you can go to projectchaney.com. Okay. Bye-bye.
Save us, Britney Spears! Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
What we used to think we knew is constantly exploring through our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, bigger mistakes, entertaining, calling linguists. Good guys. Forum of decorum needs a secretive society to advance on philosophies intentionally, magically good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, mischief making, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys, good
This morning, oh, Mummy, I got my Percy. Please run to me and let me see. Oh, she's a bunny, y'all.